Hello, do we have sound? We do, we have sound. I see it on the gauge, the sound gauge. Look at that GME bouncing around in the background there, just about to go behind my head. Apparently, it's really fun for people in chat to guess. Oh shit, they saying no sound. Love the shirt, thanks very much, if anyone can hear me. Oh, cheers, Rich. Apparently the sound isn't working. Give me a shout, Rich. Says it is, and it says this is making noise. Perhaps there was a delay on the sound. People saying it's live, but also, oh, yay sound, right. Well, if somebody can hear it, then that definitely means it's working, because I understand that to be the way of things. There is Rocky in the background. See you, Rocky. Thanks very much. So, welcome, job seekers. Yes, as I was saying about this GME logo, right, it bounces around and you can guess if it's going to hit the corner or something. Apparently, that is well good crack, so feel free to guess if it's going to bounce in a corner or not. Don't ask me why. Streamlabs said that this would be something the audience would enjoy. Didn't actually say it, you know. Hello, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Aren't we all excited? Isn't everything brilliant? Lots of things going on over the last few days in the land of GME. Isn't there? Things that would interest us anyway. Perhaps not everybody, but we find them interesting. Sometimes it can be a bit fatiguing, even. Right, so what's on here? I've got the... You can't see the prices at the bottom. You can't. The prices aren't at the bottom, Jamie. You can't see the information at the bottom of the stream there, Jamie. You should help them out. That's the GME thing you're clicking on. Oh, for goodness sakes. So, welcome to the professional setup that is Tradespotting. Sure everybody's used to it by now. Expect my camera to fall over and there to be long periods of me forgetting what it is I'm talking about. If you're looking for one of those high octane streamers, they do exist. They're out there. Right, I'll get round to the chat in a second. I was trying to change this thing, you know, see how that's going like that and whatnot, but I think it's because I need to get over here. The problem is at source. Oh, can he do it? Look at that, eh? Look at GME up there at that line there. Ooh, that's a 15-minute downward sloping resistance line too. It's working. It's working. All right, that means like somebody got text-to-speech. That means there was even already a donation, which there was earlier on the other one too. This is great. Thanks very much, guys. Me out whoring myself for the donations. You know what Tradespotting's like. Haha. 260 concurrent viewers. That's fantastic. I should really get on with the TA. Let me double check that this stream's working. I've got the front door open, so pardon me if you can hear traffic in the background. Coco was yapping an awful lot about the opportunity to go out and chase the seagulls, so I thought I'd give her a treat there. So she's away off doing that, and the front door, I think, is being manned by Rockstar until such times as she's ready to come home again. I hear her there. I hear her. Right. My charts are extending off the... Oh, there goes Rocky. Off the screen, so I'm pretty sure I'm getting closer. I am getting closer. Oops, we don't want the watch list up, especially not the ideas tab. No thanks very much. I got my own ideas straight in view. So it's still not fitting on the right there, but who cares, right? It's good enough, isn't it? It's good to go. Maybe some sirens. Hey, Peter, how's it going? Look at all these people in the chat. Daniel, how you doing? Good to see you. I should read what people are saying. Very exciting day. Yes, it's been an exciting day, hasn't it? Especially if you're, if you got any of these fantastic targets down here, you'll now be thinking, "Ooh, fantastic!" No, this is one of the things, isn't it? Just let me get onto this screen properly. Cut your losses and let your winners run. You know, so even people who trade this will have been hopefully holding it. And now they'll be looking up at this, and this is which brings me in my point today. Although we've had a very exciting day, which we have, there will be those who don't believe, and they'll be taking profits, which may knock the price down a tiny wee bit. This is the psychology I'm going on now. I got another donation. What is it? I have to read these as they come in. So it's, I want to dress like Jamie. Kevin's Moon's Bound. Okay, well, I'll start a fashion YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram, right? My username, some people might be able to just guess it. It's King Jamie the First on Instagram, and you'll be able to dress like me because Because all my clothes are on there, eh? Like anything I've got, I'm like, oh, we've got a new T-shirt. I better get a quick Instagram photo, you know. I better get the kudos for that. Shite. No, actually, I don't use Instagram all that much. I mostly save my really deep, important thoughts for Twitter, and then, you know, like you say, my fashion science is on Instagram. So, right, what else is happening in chat before I get looking at these things? Yeah, the psychology. I'll chat about the psychology of these things, and I'll try and move this over. Yeah, if I move this over, then I can see what people are saying in chat, and I can have the charts open. I am spoiled now. Best of everything I could plan. I'm going to close that so that my computer runs faster. Okay. To the moon yet? Close, close. King Jamie the First of Alba. King Jamie the First, all written with letters, so First. Which I think I've pointed out before is obviously my username, because when I am king, I'll be the first Jamie, and that's how they set those names up, right? So we came in, we did a double, we touched our resistance here, got a nice bounce. We came through this period of what could have been, which we anticipated at the time, some people were saying was something like this. We came through it, that was very positive. We broke through it with lots of momentum. There's the fib we drew on at the time, and we took a retrace. And what did we say, folks? We said a retrace to 236 would be the most bullish scenario on this thrust. We said that the next one that we thought would be a very good place to enter a reasonable trade was a retrace to the 382, which would still present us with a very bullish picture of the current price action, right? And what we were doing at the time was we were saying, if this happens, then we'll look back and we'll say, not, oh, right, we were right, because at this stage we already know the TA is good. At this stage what we're doing is we're going to look back and say, that's what the picture means now. And with these events all in sequence, it paints this bigger picture, right, which is that this was a very bullish retrace, which would mean that this is a very strong move. And that's the sort of thing you need to see on the lead up to breaking resistance, right? Here's resistance. If alternatively it's just like one big spurt without any sort of retest, then it tends to fall back down, like right here, right? That there, right? There was like no retrace on that move. Well, I mean, it would have been if you draw it in on your like 15-minute timeline already, but is everybody still there in that? Maybe I'm going off on one, I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? So like this downward sloping resistance, we broke through it on momentum, and we had a retest of the general area, but we got caught by bullish fib levels, right? And then we went on up to toss the top, and now we're at resistance again. And while there'll be people take profit this area, there will be, because look along here, we've got a horizontal level of support and resistance anyway, right? There's some people that are actually just computers or bots, and they just do what their program's saying, and that's like that there. Also, like this will have implications for like people trading options and so on, that were like buying them around here, and like when volatility was really low, it's a really popular trade. So like you got to consider all these different things why people will be taking profit here. But at the same time, does that change our perspective? No. I mean, we needed something like this to challenge resistance, like hopefully turn it into support. And we'll look at slightly bigger time frames as and when they become appropriate. So yes, this is the line we're trying to break, and as you can see, we went up there with a very strong move, but there was no retest, no retrace in it really, apart from here, you know. But we'd already got right up to resistance at that point, or at least that's what we were forming. It was a double top with this area over here, so you're going to say that's horizontal level of resistance, right? And so we went straight there without a retest. So sure, we came back, and you could consider maybe that's a retest, but we'd already tested it. You know, we go up and test it again. It's like you're asking for people to go short on you there, having painted that, especially with like, yeah, sure, people like in a dreamland, this on a tiny time frame, you might call that bull flag, right? You're living in a different planet, for me, if you think so. Or you could have said like, oh, we were consolidating at resistance. No, this is what I was saying yesterday, and in around these levels, this sort of area, that was consolidation at resistance, right? We'd gone through what was that level of horizontal resistance, which also was confluent with this downward sloping supply line. We went through that, and then came back and consolidated at resistance, right? Turned it into support, aka turned it into support, and then we went up. But anyway, I'm talking about the same thing far too much. I probably am. That's the way I do these things. Anyway, So we skip all that. Basically, essentially, what we're saying there is that this is very positive price action, and then we're going to zoom in and we're going to look at it exactly what's going on there, and we're going to say like, well, that move came back. It tested the 382. Congratulations, everybody, all of us, and everybody who got anything there. I knew that I fucking knew when it was getting down to like I wouldn't get the 120, and then I fucking knew I wouldn't get this. I was really, really, really hoping for like a retest of the 50% there. But like that was just would have been set in that extra part of like an extra part of the trade. So can't cry over spilt milk. It was good, and also it sets us up. So it confirms that what we're thinking is correct. Right, we're still in harmony with price action. There's lots of other things going on right now, and don't want to distract from them. It's 2 minutes until Warden starts his stream, where he'll give like I'm not going to say anything, right? There's 2 minutes till Warden starts the stream, and everybody I won't hold it against you if you want to go over and watch that. You're all very welcome to, and I think I made my feelings on the whole thing clear with a video earlier. So if you saw that, which I expect most of you did, because 416 viewers, wow. So anyway, I made a video on earlier. That's my thoughts. I'll talk about that after I've done the technical analysis. And like, if you want to talk about anything to do with Warden, I'll talk about it then too. And he's giving his own. Well, I hate to call it like side of the story or some bullshit, because it seems like it's moved into this YouTube drama space all of a sudden, eh? Well, I don't know. Am I talking to myself? Yes. But the point I'm making is, like, this isn't a competition for me. If you want to go and watch Warden stream, I'd encourage you to do so. Had it not been for circumstances, I would have been streaming now with Warden, which would have been probably great for this channel. And like, I'll always be, even if it never happens now, and because of the circumstances of what went down, it might not, right? I'll be grateful that E-Libs was open to like say, yeah, come on, let's do a live stream. And I asked him. It was at that time, before any of this stuff, that was a positive. And I was thinking, you know, aside from anything else, we would have both been on stream together, you know, and we would have been talking about these things that have now happened. Right? There's two sides to history. Anyway, I'm not fucking talking about it till later, right? So he's streaming soon, and you know, I don't like to see anybody feeling sad and being down. So like, don't be horrible to people, and certainly don't think that I'm in any way competitive with other YouTubers. I'm not neither if they're streaming GME or otherwise. I'm not competitive. Like, that's not the point. I am fucking competitive. Don't get me wrong. But this isn't a competition like that. I mean, it's more about the people, whoever it is that I'm seeing when I'm actually seeing a reflection of myself on that fucking phone screen is about you guys, not shut up for a minute, Coco. Is about you guys, not some other YouTuber or that, and essentially, like, we're all here for the content, right? Which is, let's be honest, it's GME. It's not like the stocks at large or how to set up like a really excellent credit card company, or reacting to producer Michael walking around snobby homes or anything like that. We're interested in GME, which, as it happens, is fucking interesting. And that's like, and if you don't think so, like, you know, feel free to get to these other high octane streamers on their 1 minute charts with their pish. Anyway, so what was I talking about? I can't remember. Fuck, I did it again, didn't I? Did it again. Shit. Anyway, what would I say if I was just starting off? Well, I'd say, fuck yeah, that looks good. What are we trading here? This looks like a good trend. It's broken this resistance. It broke that. It's like this one. You think it's going to not break it? You think it won't break it? It's already fucking breaking it. So I'd probably be looking at upward targets. I mean, you've obviously got areas around here. Anything up to 188.2. If you don't like, you know, that could easily turn into a wick and not turn out great. Also, you could see anything up to 183.62, very positive. This is super basic horizontal support and resistance, right, folks? So the magic comes later. So yeah, so those like low 180s, high 180s, like even up there's no guarantee that like it's bing bong time. It's just like, as we know from, you know, we can't get emotional about exact dollars targets at this stage until we break up above like 200. You can't get too excited, right? But in specifically 188, 183, and then why is that? Well, please, Coco, please. Why is that? Is because right, we've been exactly the same amount of bullish here as we were here, because we know what we're doing, right? Whereas loads of other people were crap in the bed here. We were like, happy days, I mean, like it's a retest of this, so, like that's what we wanted. For people that saw this, were like, it looks a little bit like Divergent, and it's one big thrust without any retest, and this here coming up to that, that's not like a characteristics of anything particularly bullish. This here thing, it's just like, yeah, that wasn't great, right? It wasn't great. I remember at the time, but it was like, yeah, this is brilliant, And we had what MACD crossovers and everything else on the daily time frame starting to play out properly. Fantastic. And the reason Coco's yapping so much is because she wants to get outside again. But Rich closed the door behind him. Rocky closed the door behind him so that Coco wouldn't follow him up the road, because Coco's only recently come back to staying at this flat, and she might just run away. Jamie, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, how will we know when the squeeze is here? Well, it's like, so you see how you feel at the minute, right? Well, if you feel like excited, because we do, because today's price action was fantastic. Look at that, retesting that line that I just drew in there in that magic. And I expect it to come back down to like, anything above 170 close the day is very good, is the first answer to your question. The fact that we've seen such positive price action, we're all like, yeah, fill your boots and getting excited. That's all very positive. But one thing I have to bear in mind is all of this is happening within this formation, this perfectly legitimate formation, which on this pullback could just confirm it to be like that. This is not a definitive break. If you're watching like the high octane streamers on the smaller time frames, maybe it is to them, and maybe they catch it before I do, right? But over the piece, I know how to trade. Anyway, the point is, until such times as we see a break of this, it's still this overall formation we're in. And so, like, although we're just as bullish as we were here, we're no more bullish just because at the top, we're also still like reticent of the fact that things can come down, especially because we looked at the historical volatility percentile, and well, it's like a confusing point of that video. At one stage I'm like, oh yeah, and you see it went like whatever 15% here, and actually the ruler said 400%, and I wasn't looking properly. It was because I was reminded of the fact at the time, and which was like stays with me because I made that mistake, so I remember it, was that we also went down 15% before takeoff after the signal was given. And like, I'm not saying like, oh, this was going to happen again, but like a thing that commonly I've heard me say is the past is prologue, right? And it's just like the TA is like lots of different things, and I'm not ridiculing it, obviously, I stand by it, but in some ways it's like the weather, and how does that work? Well, if it's sunny today, it's probably sunny tomorrow. If it's rainy today, it's probably rainy tomorrow, and like, come back to me when it's changed, right? And that's the same things like a lot of people who are well versed in TA will tell you. Like down here, you say like, how is it? And they'll say, well, it's bullish. And then you come up here and you're like, but how is it now? And I'd say, well, it's bullish, and it's like, well, that's not very enthusiastic, Jamie. And it's like, well, really, like, nothing's changed is the point. And when it comes back down here again, also nothing would have changed, right? If anything, we'd have more information to go on, and we could then work out what chat was. But all I'm saying is, in response to the question, how do we know it's moon time, is like these sort of things that I'm saying now that are like that they're maybe some people would think that's a little bit dampening to their enthusiasm. Maybe some people will just be letting it inform their own resilience and that, whatever. Point being, Coco, you're really distracting. Point being, I can't remember because Coco's talking. You'll know we're going to the moon because like you feel the the G's, right? The G force. You'll also realize because you'll be orientated, instead of like looking at your computer like this, like on horizon line, you'll instead be like rotated backwards, and your house will be shaking And like all the things in it that are like metal be clanging, and there'll be this smell of like liquid oxygen burning, and like whatever else it is that they stick in those rocket engines. So that's one of the reasons. And another way of saying that is you'll experience a breakout. We'll be experiencing a breakout of horizontal support, right? Horizontal support. Like that's how rockets take off. I know you can see them and they kind of sometimes look like they're going sideways. But the fun bit is when they're going like that way. And there's no mistaking it at the time. Is the point I'm making is there's no mistaking it. There is no question. And one of the ways you could do that in terms of like confirming it and not getting carried away by excitement is to be aware of how to trade a breakout, which I cover in my video, How to Trade a Breakout, which had, I don't know, something like 4 views the first week it was up, and has now had, probably a couple of hundred, maybe more, I don't know. But that video answers it, right? And that's a good question. And like how to trade a breakout, that would be something you could plop into the old Google search, and there isn't a fucking chance in a million years YouTube will tell you to watch it. They just won't, because YouTube probably don't like the way I swear on stuff, So why am I getting so distracted? Is it because I'm trying to push my own content? Perhaps. I don't know. I can't honestly say that isn't true. I definitely spent a long time talking about it. You'll have a retest of these areas. This is horizontal support, and it's downward sloping diagonal resistance. I just call that a supply line normally. It's meeting supply here, saying, hi, how's it going? It's like giving it a bit of a French kiss. It's like they're getting comfortable. They're like, hey, we had that relationship there last summer at band camp, and I want to snog you again. And now they're like snogging each other, and then maybe like they have a bit of a tiff or something, because one of them still got like hangovers from what happened here. And then it comes back inside. Maybe it just like hovers around, right? They don't get too far away from each other because still fancy the pants off each other. And then one of them just fucking admits like whatever, or else it goes through, right? And then it comes back, and it'll retest it. And when it retests it here, what you want? This is how I would trade it, right? Like, because I like trading things when the charts say buy rather than the charts say everybody else has just fucking bought it. So that's what gets me excited from a trading perspective, and that's what I'm bringing here with the technical analysis that I know how to do. I'm bringing that, adding that value. Well, that's so arrogant. I'm trying to put that content out there for us, and so that's the value I add, is like is that stuff, right? So like, trust me, I'm just as excited as anybody else for the crazy bits. But the bits that I'm like, well, yeah, is the retests and those confirmations, and those coming through when other people are like, oh shit, like it goes up and it comes back, and maybe it dips right underneath this level again, and people have been looking at that. I'm sure everybody and their mums on YouTube's talking about this sort of a line. Even though the truth is it's this green line we drew here the other day, which is also where it's at. Like, I just drew that on stream, I think, right? So I can get rid of that now because I've talked about it enough. It's actually that green line, right? That's the line. The other YouTubers will have a sloping line, I guess. Anyway, enough about that. Point being, right, the only other diagonal sloping line I'd ever trust to be from Rocky, and it'd be there for a reason other than the ones I just mentioned. The reasons that I just mentioned there are the reasons other YouTubers are using it. I'm not slagging other people, I'm just telling you, like, fucking shut up, Jamie. Anyway, point is, we're at horizontal resistance. Nothing to get too excited about. It's on the retest, and when the retest is confirmed by being above on, say, the 4 hour, fuck off, charts. Coco, please stop it, right? As you can see, we've got a positive splay on most of these moving averages. We need the 21 above 55, 100. We need these to come up, but we're getting to this. This is positive. This is all positive. Look at that. There's another reason. Like, I mean, I just went onto the 4 hour chart. I haven't done this or whatever. Like, it's not like there's plenty of reasons for this to be a good place to pause, but finishing above 170 is fantastic. I should get back into the chat. I know that I should. Thanks so much for people talking to each other and answering questions. Thanks, Rocky, for sorting out. I see you're back home. Awesome. What was I saying there? So we've got horizontal resistance, whoop-de-doop-de, and I was answering a question, and I was getting so like, why am I answering this question for so long when the answer is, we'll see a retest, it'll be confirmed with a bullish candlestick pattern, which is, I think, the best ones to take on a retest are bullish engulfing candles, right? That's when this bullish, the green candle is like top and bottom of it are both beyond the one preceding it, which was red, right? And you get that. And it can come over like 2 or 3 candles, and it's come off a retest, and at the time you see volume, and you're above moving averages, and indicators like your MACD are positive, either they've just crossed or they're on this thrust they crossed, and working down multi-time frame analysis, you can confirm it again, and you see like, oh, look at all this fucking shit lining up, man, this is perfect, this is what I'm looking for, pardon my language. And then you'll check down on things like the RSI, and you'll be like, well, where are we? Is it divergent? Look at that. It's just a little bit higher than over there. Maybe not. And we're going to finish above it. We're going to finish in and around it. A little like, was that going to present us with problems? Who knows? Is it going to give us another reason to maybe open down in the morning and slam up again? Because fuck yeah, this is brilliant. Who knows? And then you go down, you look at the DMI, and I talked about the DMI recently and how to use it a little bit. What are you doing, Coco? You can't get into the plant pots. You see, I know what Coco does when he loves the gardening. That's what it is. Stop it, Coco. Yeah, Coco, I've always seen him in the plant pots, and I think, you see, Coco's just like me, you know, he loves that gardening in those plant pots, digging around there. Gardening. What was I talking about? So a retest. Think you should pitch Coco and get a monkey, Jimmy. I can never ditch Coco. Kind of worry Coco will ditch me sometimes. That's why the front door's closed, and which is why she won't stop yapping. Although I may let her out in a minute. Let's see how this goes. And yeah, I was talking about the DMI. This is Rocky's DMI. He's got a video on how to use it. It's fantastic. And you go down there, confirm the strength of the strength of this thrust and that. You've already confirmed it down here. You've checked what part of the RSI are we at. You know, and like being up in the overbought zone is a great thing, right? It means loads of people want it, right? So much so that they're buying the shit out of the thing, even compared to when they were over here. Also buying the shit out of the thing, right? And then you like go through your MACD and you go through and you look at these positive displays on the move of averages. Pardon me, I just ruined my hair and now I look like an idiot again a bit. Yeah, ruined it as if it was in any way even decent. So then, yeah, so that's what you're looking for. And then people might be saying to Jimmy, well, if this is what's happened, like, then what are we looking for, right? Well, we can see, like, there's a fib. Let's just use this one we've got already and draw it up here, plop it on where we've got to so far. Say we don't go any further. There's a 4-hour timeline, so it's like, you know, take it or leave it with regards to your own strategy. But I think it's like, okay. Anyway, then you're looking at it and you're like, well, it's the same chat, right? It's the same chat again because you're in this move. Like, sorry, not to be dropping a new bomb on us today, but you hit that, you go down, you bounce off the 236. That's like fuck yeah. What else is good with that? Well, like that not like yeah. Well, what's the next one, right? So you go down to the 382, which is also happens to be this previous resistance, right? Which we tested once here, could easily test again. And then we go up, boom, through it, right? Because remember, it's not this downward sloping horizontal that's important. But should we do all this, the same YouTubers will be like, oh, look, we retested the downward sloping horizontal line that I drew, right? It's not a real line, right? It's the horizontal support and resistance here. And if you know that, then you might know when it's going to do it too, as opposed to like, oh, it just might fucking do it before it goes somewhere. Like, I know, that's like you've maybe, that's somebody who says that's like somebody who's watched half of one of my videos once and been like, yeah, sound, got this shit, see ya. No, like, anyway, so that, and then it might be that there's a retrace to the 50% level, and what would that look like? Well, it would look like boom, and we'd be possibly breaking this level of horizontal, so you'd have to keep an eye on it. In the 4 hour, you could easily see a wick down there and back up again, and like people there will crap their pants. Especially people who've bought an options contract anywhere in the 170s. Anyway, 178.26, that's fucking great to see that. You know, if we do just go flying through it, I'll be happy as anybody else. I'm just saying this is like what you can expect to see, right? This is from my experience, and I've been doing this for a while, and I've seen things like this. This isn't anything exciting, right? I've seen things like this loads. This is what happens, right? Look at that, you know. This is a real thing, you know. Oh shit, whoops, up to daisy. I can just hit delete, right? And then I can just do that so I don't do it again. And I'll stop ranting. You can see over here, it's also a level, right? From there, you see that when we drop down, well, not drop down, but all these gaps in and around here, they mean something. That's why they've got white lines there. Why? They're miles away from price. Why am I talking about them? That's not where we're at. Anyway, you know what I was saying? Like, there's reasons over to the left why you consider this to be a big deal, and why you might take a little bit of a after they've had their French kissing, they'll come down and they'll be like, yeah, there's a brief tryst, and then they'll be like, nah, it's brilliant, and they'll go on again. And even then, at that point, you can expect to see that there'll be like, there are again future levels of well, previously where they saw these levels as support or resistance, depending on what it was at. Alt H there and drop in another one. Like, you can see that this area where prices kind of rolled over is also the 0.5 of our larger fib back there. So Dow theory would say that we would, even on even on a down move, you know, people would be bearish up here. There will be. It's a perfectly reasonable expectation that there will be people out there who are very bearish when we get up to 198, 199. And what will happen? Well, I mean, this will happen, right? The price will, it'll probably come down again. And I'm not saying it'll come down to these fib levels, right? Because technical analysis isn't predictive. That's not the way it works. The magic and all the awesome stuff that you see, that's not the technical analysis, right? That's the experience of the person delivering it that helps, right? And if you don't want that, feel free to fuck off and watch one of these high octane YouTubers, right? And now there is a cut-off point where I'm like, be nice to everyone, everything's great, and they're all far bigger than me, so what, like, I've not got a problem. I'm not going to win an audience by telling you somebody else is shite, and everybody who knows I'm good knows it is. Anyway, everybody who wants to see this understands, like, it's good anyway. 443 is, thanks very much for tuning in. Anyway, you get up there, right, and then this will happen. I don't even know why I'm talking about other people, because they can all fuck off, right? The price will get down here, it might do a t-test down to there. That would be down to the 382. That would be like in symphony with what it did before, and then it would go on up again. Or it might just come down to the 236 and then go up again, which also like is perhaps this area here, this like breakdown point, which is also where we're probably setting in a little degree of resistance, or at least, you know, we're having that smooch. And then it'll bounce up again, and then you're going to expect to see like confluence and or another area of difficulty around 220, right? This is what I've been saying for ages. So like, you know, yeah. And at that point, you're thinking, right, well, here's even more of a case for somebody who's like bearish on that, right? I mean, I could invert the charts now and do a whole bearish TA on this, and this would be the entry point I'd be saying, right? If I was like one of these fannies on Twitter. Or like the ones that think that they're somehow living a good life by sending me DMs telling me that GME is stupid. These fannies, right? Trust me, they are fannies. If I was one of them and I was good at TA, I'd be flipping this chart upside down, saying like, "Here's your entry point. We're going to look for these things at the time. Blah yada yada." This is where people will be really trying to, like, you know, 279 to 285. That's where we start asking ourselves, is it bing bong time? Is it, right? And like on our first time we get there, either fuck yeah it will be, or no, we're gonna like continue this trend of like a sensible rise before, you know, all of these opportunities I'm pointing out for people that could go short. They're the rocket fuel that we'll be smelling when we're hitting through the fucking sound barrier, right? Like, and we're like, what is that, right? That'll be the shorts all getting burnt to shit. And like, there's no problem with people going short this area, right? It's like, especially if they're doing it on the options chain, and then they get shafted, and then they're like mass closing positions and stuff. This is the sort of thing that happens when you break resistance, right? It's not like fate or coincidence. It's neither, right? It's logic, where the reason, another donation, thanks so much. Is there a comment with it? Oh, just, you're amazing, thanks so much. So like, the reason that like, now I'm distracted again, fuckery boogery. Yeah, it's not fate or coincidence. It's reason, right? So people get liquidated, people close their stops, they get proved wrong, and not only do they get proved wrong, they can't fucking handle it until all their money gets taken off them. And that's when those people, those market participants, are defeated, and we break the resistance. It's not just like we all phone each other in the evening, and we're like, turns out like we can't push the price down, like these fucking apes, man, it's just impossible. Like, should we just wait until prices go up to like 380? Oh yeah, cool, let's do that. No, what happens is they say, nah, we're fucking winning, and then they run out of money, and then they get liquidated, and then we're like, see you later, you fucking idiots. And like, some of us scoop up some of their losses. And then at this stage, normally, like, it's like a discompassionate concern, right? You're trading, you're not thinking about the other person on the other side of the trade. It is a live and let die kind of scenario. But when you're trading, right, it's like discompassionate concern for everybody that's like against you. But this is getting fucking personal with GME. So say it, but it's happened ages ago. So $9.99. You have 443 ballers who are just intelligent enough to recognize when someone knows what they're talking about and make mature decisions around that. We're probably more valuable long term. Lol, yeah, you guys are the best. Thanks so much. Yeah, and I mean, anyone's welcome to join, right? It's just that some of the people aren't quite ready for this sort of truths yet. And maybe if they factored it into like the whole like sense of like excitement with trading, like this stuff that I'm doing here, then it would be maybe it'd be even more exciting, right? I am a trader first, and like a YouTuber very, very much later on down that list of things I am, right? I'm also as I said earlier, I'm a fashion icon on Instagram, much further up my list of priorities. That's a joke. Jamie, that jacket goes crazy, god damn. Which jacket? This jacket? Does it when I move? Is that bad? Good, bad? I can imagine that's terrible, right? For the screen, but who knows? Agreed, Daniel, you're all the greatest. You guys are the greatest, yes. And like, this is what I was trying to say, right? The lateral flow of the leadership and is like fantastic, eh? So enough about that. Point I was going to make was people will be going short here, and like that's no harm to them until such times as there is, and there'll be plenty and tough shit, and then we go up, and the same thing will happen here, right? There'll be people, big accounts, like, yay, double top. I love to trade double tops. And at that point, there'll also be people coming out of their trades who got bought here and bought here and bought here. The apes who didn't watch me, who did that. And like, we will never forget our fallen comrades. We'll never forget our fallen comrades. Also, you know what, things that will happen here, right? Like, hedgies will shit a brick, right? They've already have done, like, so we all know it, right? But they've got plenty of tricks up their sleeves, some of which we've seen and we've identified, which we'll be able to prepare for in advance, right? So, what is one of the things we learned? Well, one of the things we've learned, Jamie, is that the hedge funds like to buy deep in the money option contracts and then exercise them so that they've caused the price ticker to go through lower and lower and lower, right? And like, it's very expensive. Trust me, that's one of the most expensive things that you can do to manipulate the price. And it invariably it's dangerous, very dangerous. Another donation, holy crap, best GME analysis in town. Thank you so much. Luke, you're very generous, Luke. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated. Look, they're still up in the top altogether like that. That's amazing. I feel like one of these YouTubers I was slacking off a minute ago. Right, what was I talking about? Fuck, I did it again. Did I even do it, or was I just not actually doing anything? This is a problem with streaming consciously. I should actually articulate my thoughts in my head instead of doing it on you guys like this. Yeah, so those people that sell up there, like we don't mind, that's okay. And the same as the message I put earlier today, be kind. And at that point, well, what are we going to see, right? Well, at that point, if this happens without any of those retests, then we'll already be in a parabolic move, which is great. And things are very unpredictable and difficult to like envisage what's going to happen in the future. But it's uncommon for you to go straight through like such an important level of resistance without there being some flux at that point. That's all I'm saying. And not to say that that doesn't go up here, right? Because these people, like some of them won't sell as soon as they got in, you know, they'll enter here, and people that are going short will think, you know, it would be slightly better to get even more liquidity up here when the people think we've broken out and we haven't, you know. And some of them will like be taking that short, thinking it could play out hugely, but you know, they'll close a lot of them long before that happened if it got down here with the risk management strategies, which you have to have, and you have to have it even more so if you're short, because you know, you like people like us can't go short without first borrowing the shares. And anyway, like you get liquidated unless you're managing your risk. So it's like the short play is very different from a long trade, right? The characteristics of it are materially different. So so if you are new to trading and you think going long and going short are the same thing, they're not. They're very different. The risk management within them is like entirely different. And I'm talking about stonks anyway. There's lots of other ways of looking at it. And when you look at crypto again, there's like lots of other ways. And don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything particularly necessarily wrong with the ability to go short. You know, like there's some aspects to the efficient market hypothesis that work out, especially if you're trading things used digital ledgers and whatnot, cryptocurrencies, right? But anyway, I'm getting distracted by a whole load of different things. Look at all these fibs, eh? You think this is some kind of freaking science? Get rid of these. So that's that. Let's drop back down to these silly time frames and be like the crazy people and look at this stuff, right? So we've got this area of like, oh, let's see, like, shall we go up and try it again? Why the hell not? And we don't need these because we can go back and talk about this the next time. Like, it would look weird if I left that on and then prices did that exact thing, right? It would be like the other day when we were talking about burning me and drowning me, or who was that? We were talking about burning and drowning Rocky because we thought he was a witch because he kept calling the AMC price action to the dollar, and that's just weird. Doing that's just weird. Over and over again is weird, right? So, yes. So I can get rid of this too because it's crap. And then, well, it's not that green line. That's the price line. That's price. That line that I was talking about as being mine and important is the price line. Oh my god, but was there a white line that I deleted? Who knows? Anyway, I should have had one. I've deleted a lot of stuff. Let's say there was, and that the whole time I was actually right. Look at that. We could even make it green. Look. There you go. No harm done. It even looks better now it's that thick. Let's see if I'm not going to say that joke. Right. And we'll get rid of these other lines. Dum dum dum. Why am I on this chart again? Oh, just go down to that. We were going to go down to the high octane stuff. 5 minutes. Look at that. And I should have checked in with some of the... I should have done some actual technical analysis. This isn't a soap opera, although it's... get back to that later. Yeah, so... this move isn't over yet, so we can't say this is divergent necessarily. But we can say that it put in some sort of a inflection point there, and so there will be people jumping out of that, and there'll be people jumping short. See, this is the question, you know, like people think like, oh, is it like, how do we define ourselves as apes that huddle, right, compared to people who trade? Where's the cutoff point? And like, there comes a blurring of the lines for a lot of people at certain price points, right? When you reach certain times in the market and you're at a certain price level, the question becomes, can I really get a better entry? You know, can I really? Because look at the enthusiasm this thing's been putting in, right? That's what I mean with the enthusiasm, the lower highs. can I really get, like, do I see a good move for re-entering, you know? And so, like, that's part of the question when it comes to taking profit if you're in it for the long term. And like that touches on the questions we've discussed before, like why, like when people say like, oh, well, should I just chuck everything at it when it was at like 140 and like the price has gone to 160 and I was saying it'll probably go back to 140 or so whatever. Should I just chuck everything at it? And that's like, no, you'd like to see the lower highs. Anyway, I can't remember. I was talking about that. I was looking at this and thinking, well, we don't want that to turn into bearish resistance, you know. And I was actually looking at this earlier before the stream, in between all the work I've been doing. I was thinking, you know, if that finishes down here, like at 173, just above 170, then we won't have put in any bearish divergence, right? Because the price, like, well, I mean, that was on a different timeline. Now we're breaking through these things. No, we're not. Yeah, still staying relevant, right? That it might seem counterintuitive to when we're at 178 to say I'd rather see the prices finish up just in and around 170 for the end of the day. You know, I'd rather. I'm not saying like it's bad to be higher. Don't get me wrong. That would be stupid. I'm saying I kind of like. I would like it to be like bullish, the posturing to be bullish across the board rather than there to be the odd question mark, because then you get a really good market open, right? And is that another donation? Yes, great stream, buddy. Good to see real people. Cheers. Yo, Rocco Groupie. What a cool name. Thanks so much. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thoughts on institutional ownership drawing to 65%. Feel like all the whales that sold earlier can easily hop back in and make this thing surge. Let me think about that question. Let me give you my thoughts on that when I get round to having some in a minute. Oh, look, the prices are doing what I wanted them to do. Whoa. And they're doing it right when everybody would have been maybe anticipating something else. I love it when you do that, right? Anyway, so yeah, this is positive now, right? This is what I'm saying. A lot of people now be like, oh shit, you know, it didn't make a lower high, or it made a lower. It's maybe making a lower high on these poxy ass fucking time frames. Point being, then it doesn't give us a negative posturing across here, right? Which is what we wanted. We wanted it to be like, if this RSI is lower here, we don't want the price to be higher. That's bearishly divergent. We want the price to also be lower. And then it's not divergent, right? Then it's just good. So yeah, we want our good things to be good. Look at that with the you know, this is interesting. This is interesting to see this amount of volume. What do you think it is? Dropping down as the price tests it again, so that's also interesting. But then it's a 5-minute time frame, really means little. Rocky stuck in there. Thanks, Rocky. If you want Rocky answering questions in this chat for free is fucking awesome. Thanks, Rocky. Sure, I should be paying you loads of money, but that's not possible, right? So yeah, boom, boom, boom. That's like, well, what is there to say about that? It speaks for itself. It's lovely. And we've got a positive splay across all of these. Boom. That's snaking it through. So you can see that this 100 SMA. What am I talking about that for? I'm sorry, I forgot I was on a 5-minute time frame. So, I mean, people want some Saving Private Ryan Cohen. Haha. Yeah, so what about that video I put up earlier? Shall we talk about that sort of stuff now? What time is it? 36 minutes past 8, so I suppose Warden will have had his intro to his stream. Not sure how he's handling it. Presumably he's just doing TA as normal, but maybe it's the whole thing's dedicated to his exit strategy or former exit strategy. Maybe. And like, if anybody's got any thoughts on it and want to talk on it now, I'd be happy to talk on it now that he's had enough time to say his own piece. Not that I know what that is, right? That my extent of my conversations with Warden are, hey, how's it going, mate? Can I come on your show and we do collab and stuff? Think it'd be good for apes. And him saying, yeah, cool, that sounds like a good idea. What should we talk about? And he suggested, what about talking about our exit strategies? And I said, yeah, cool, fantastic idea. And then we said we'd do it on Monday, and I said we'd want to do it live or record it or whatever, and he's like, we could just both do it live, stream it on our channels at the same time. And I was like, you know, fuck, awesome, right? Because that could be just what this channel needs. That would be fucking fantastic if we like, and at the same time, right, it's a win-win, like, for the audience, right? So I'd be like well up for doing it all in anyway. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Right, it's just the way things go in life sometimes, but like it's not a problem. Anyway, what am I fucking talking about? Yeah, so and then he's probably like, and everything that happened afterwards, like the strength of feeling that everybody had, I completely understand. You know, and the way I saw it, what happened was there was two aspects to what went down. One was that, like without touching on the people's understanding of the specifics, one was the way in which he would it was advocating that people could exit trades. Right, I don't want to put words in his mouth. Well, it's still time. I do want to be direct about this. And the other side of it was perhaps flippant conversations he'd had in private with somebody that then reflected poorly on him when they were two things were taken together. It would be very hard for somebody in his position to respond to, right? So I empathize immediately with him on that front. That that he would have been in a doubly shit position, right? And I'm not saying it's deserved or undeserved, or that it's good or bad, or any other little baby concepts, right? For babies and for all the infantiles that give a fucking shit about that. I'm just saying, like, there's two aspects to what came out, which would have made it like difficult for him to maneuver in any way, even in a genuine, authentic, trying to try to get the truth of his feelings, the full breadth of his truth out there. Or it sounds like I'm Jeffree Star or something. Like, while I'm talking about this shit, the point is, just like be nice to each other, at the end of the day. You don't have to do what anyone says. You certainly don't have to do what I say. And like, I'm not advocating anybody do anything in particular, right? Really, I am an ETA. And if I had presented my exit strategy on stream with Warden, you would have seen mine, right? My version of what Warden put out there, which I'm still very eager to get out, right? And could be doing right now, but I thought like it'll be lost in this sea of YouTubers are for shit that's going around Reddit and everywhere else at the minute. It would just get lost, right? And I think like mine's like pretty fucking good, right? And not because it doesn't do certain things, right? Like of which loads of these things people have picked up about and tried to not tried to, but I've said like have put quite illuminating information out there for those who didn't understand, maybe, about the effects of certain types of orders on the books. I don't even know if you talked about it, the timings of when you put them on, and who can and can't see what, and the price levels at which these may or may not be relevant. All these sort of things. That's just one side of it anyway. And then the other side of it is how he was talking to somebody who he obviously thought was a private conversation, who, and I don't know any of these people, right? I don't fucking know any of them, right? I don't know any of these people, or any of the things they say to each other in private and that. And I, you know, maybe they think I'm a fucking dick, and maybe like, you know, maybe I'm naive. When I put out that video earlier, right? I put out a video and it was like, I put it out there thinking like, this is my response to Wardengate, as probably people are calling it. I don't know. I was saying that earlier, but you know, whatever the name people have given this thing, right? I called it Wardengate because it sounds like Watergate. If you need that explained to you, then I'm fucking way older than I realized. Anyway, point being, yeah. No, I don't know what the point is. What was the point, guys? I can't remember. Fuck, I can't remember what the point was. Yeah, I've got an exit strategy and it's fucking quality. It's not about the things that it does that like you would be like, oh, but like this might affect the books or whatever. It's like, it's the really good way to trade, right? And like all those things like not affecting the price and not like hitting a horrible spread and not like, they're all implicit in how I trade this sort of thing, right? And so on some levels, I kind of wish I'd been on stream with Warden today doing this, and it hadn't been like like obviously he thought it would be a good way to get the information out would be to do his stuff over the weekend there and have like a text version of it, which is probably true to his home base and that's where he came from on Reddit. And I'm not distancing myself from it or whatever, right? And I'm just saying, right, that's where this war and stuff grew from, mostly, I think, right? And if I'm wrong, correct me. Anyway, point being, he put shit out there first, fair enough. That's like very rigid, that type of presentation compared to a video, especially if he was on stream with me. And I would have talked through things, you know, and rather than it seeming like he was making such definitive suggestions to people, perhaps there would have at least been two sides, or we would have, like, I've informed him, he would have informed me about my shit. And
your crypto donation link is broken in the description. Hope this works, just a test, love you man. All the best, show everyone your S.
Show everyone my ass.
Again. 31000000xtz.
Oh, XTZs. Yay, my donation link in the description is broken. Thanks so much. Yeah, YouTube does that to me. It doesn't make any sense, but if you just copy and paste the HTTPS bit onwards, works fine. Don't fucking understand it, man. Yes, thanks very much for that donation. I'll fix it. Is it my crypto donation? It doesn't work. Oh, what was it? Somebody says it here. I can read it in the chat thing. Jamie, your crypto donation link is broken in the description. Hope this works. Just a test. Okay, thanks. Who did that? Rocky Outcrop did it. Oh, thanks, Rocky. Oh, then it was a test. So does that mean it's working? I don't know. I don't understand. All the best. Show everyone your S private 8 vid again. Show everyone my private. Yeah, it's only 60 seconds long, so I'll put it on, right? This is that, and it's my. Most people who'll have seen it, but I'll stick it on in case you haven't. It's like my what is it? It's my definitive response to this sort of thing. Where is that? So if I get Streamlabs up like that, if I'm just on this thing, I type in YouTube, I just go to YouTube. Oh, that's me. Whoa, tune in to me, folks. Look, that's a train. You know why that is, don't you? I think we do, right? Warden is live. There you go. There's Warden live. Andy Lee. Follow that guy. He's brilliant. And then, can people even see my screen right now? Where's Streamlabs? Yeah, okay. So, I've probably got this up, but I'll have to double check. And then everybody's seen this. Probably everybody's seen this. And then I go here and what happened if the hedgies run out of money? If the hedgies run out of money, well, I mean, that's when the squeeze happens, right? Because they've run out of money. The mechanics of, I suspect the mechanics of this are more complicated than you are anticipating, sir. When the hedges run out of money, that's when the squeeze happens. I was going to get this up in the background. If I got audio capture, sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you, mate. It's just funny. Like, maybe you're not even asking what I was saying there. It's funny. And I'll get round to giving a proper answer to the question in a minute. Have I got desktop audio on? I do, right? Let's just see if this works. Desktop audio down. Now we'll have it up, right? Turn it up. Like, so we'll have your desktop audio up, because this is an up type of thing. And then if I push play here, and I'll double check the audio's working. Enjoy it. It's only 60 seconds. And I mean, it's for you guys, right? I made the video about the Warden situation, but for apes, right? For everybody, eh? And like, it's not like unique to this situation, and it's got comments underneath with people saying like whatever, or remember Warden did this and whatever, and like, it's for the situation, it's appropriate for its time, but it's for everyone, not even just apes. Like, it's for everyone, eh? Hey, broke 180 burr. Is 180 happening? Oh yes, buddy. Let's just go back. Let's see this. Oh, did it break it, or is it at it? See, these are the things, you know, you have to check. It may well be breaking it soon though. Oh, it looks so good, doesn't it? Fuck yes. I mean, I like this shit. I like that. You know, you just can't expect things to do. Like, you just gotta bear it in mind, right? You can expect like, if it finishes above 180. And then this RSI, I mean, we've got plenty of time, right? What time is it? Well, I say plenty of time. We're in the last fucking 15 minutes. Brrr, Ding dong, not yet, but soon. Anyway, I just like that ding dong thing. I can't get enough of it, actually. Yeah, so this is quite good, you know. And if you're in a trade at the minute, you're feeling very positive, and you're like, Jamie, stop talking about retests. Let's just fucking go. Why not? Why not, Jamie? Why not? And it's only really when you get to that point of like wild abandon that you'll see. That's when people come in and short it. So, but I'm fucking happy, you know. 180, whoa! And if I was a different YouTuber right now, I'd be screaming about how fantastic it is. But actually, we're going to be like, yeah, let's take all that good feeling and think about how not only is it going to make us all rich, but it's going to allow us to do good things for people, not just ourselves, but other people in life.
We exist for each other. Some things are up to us. Others taken from us against our will. Friendship, opportunities, reputation. We control our focus. We can set it on how to drive us forward. We can be the ape that helps another. If we're wise, we feel our problems
It's
and
whispering
overcome
GME.
them.
By
We
GME.
focus on the things we can control. We are strong, but we are kind.
So, let's see 180. You know, if we did come down here and put in some sort of a test, this would be an inverted head and shoulders. We've already had the cup and handle side of things. We're going right up to our targets. This is fucking awesome, guys. Do I see a retest down to 150-ish? Do I see it? I can see it happening, yeah. So, like, does it look like it's on the cards at the minute? Not really, eh? I mean, let's be honest. Not really. Rocket fuel. I have to praise DFE like I should. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully he's back soon, eh? 180 broken. Everybody loves it. Ape Andy. How is Ape Andy doing? I should be texting Ape Andy and congratulations about us going through 180. 181. Let's go down to the 1 minute time frame. Times like this, there's not much else to do, right? Let's look at that and be happy. I also get rid of all these confusing lines on the left so we can just see the ones that matter, and that's the price. Right, let's do that. Let's turn those off for a second. Does that look better? No, I think that it's looks like it's a little bit naked without them on, isn't it? We'll have them back. There you go. Save it some modesty. What about this? We'll have the DMI on, but we don't need the outcrops RSI yet, do we? I mean, it would be nice to know that we weren't being bearish like divergent if there was some sort of turnaround, but don't need it just now. So you can just hide things. You don't need to remove them from your charts. Isn't that handy? But at the same time, it's all in default settings, so I'll just delete it and add it easier because I've got it on a favorite anyway. Yay! Right, so we've got that. We've got the volume. Wouldn't it be nice to see the volume come flying in here afterwards? Jimmy, is it happening? Not yet, chaps. Not yet. Now it's just doing some good stuff. Grape Ape, major resistance 183.8. Yeah, 183, and then again at 188. There are other levels where we should expect a degree of resistance. Okay, we'll anticipate in 183 and 188 from slightly earlier on. I'm not sure. I don't keep track of when I say things, but I remember saying it. Yeah, 183, 188, and then we're looking at these areas to pull back, which we touched on earlier. We're not going to let that dampen our enthusiasm, are we, guys? No, we fucking aren't. We aren't. And this would be the sort of place where somebody that's big pockets who was shitting a brick would try and change things. They'd try and say, well, we hit major resistance and then we pulled back, and they'd want our pullback to be like, whoops, I don't want that. Oh, pitchfork. I mean, we could stick one of those on, but is that even a high? There's an accidental pitchfork for us, right? We could just look at these, and these will be some of the areas you'd expect to retest on, right? We could leave that on and do some pitchfork stuff, but if you want like the that sort of stuff, tune in to Rocky Outcrop tomorrow in the morning at the market open. It's a Rocky show in the morning. He covers AMC and GME, and all of this price action was, you'll have heard all about these levels that I'm talking about if you were watching his show earlier, and you'll have looked at all those good positive news. Huddle, it's going higher. Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you're selling this and looking for a better entry later on, it's like, good luck to you, pal. Jamie, could you play that game later on, please? You betcha, I can play it all day, mate. I'll play it lots of times. It does get me quite emotional, eh? I mean, you're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes and all the rest of it, but how does it work with those sort of things? I mean, it was not saying it like it was designed to evoke emotion, and it fucking works in me. Spike is going vertical. Yeah, it's nice and it's nice. Looks parabolic, but then there are other ways of looking at this, right? Like for example, a little example, right? Just so that we don't get too. I mean, I'd love us all to be like desperately excited. I don't even use these channels. That's why I don't know where it is because I don't use it enough. Like if I can draw one of these on and nothing goes crazy, then like, oh Jimmy, why are you doing that? It's like that is crazy because it's completely long. Like if you can draw in, like maybe even just try and draw it properly. Oh no, I'm not even on the tool anymore. Like you can draw in these sort of things. Oh god, right, fuck you. Yeah, so if you got used to using these like absolutely basic as shit tools, you could do this dead easy, and you could just draw in a channel, and you could see, is it really breaking anything all that much yet? You see, because okay, if things just came up like with more varied colors, it would be a lot easier. So like this channel, like which we could theoretically be in, could even be much larger than this, and like it could be a nice pitchfork. And like I'm saying, tune into Rocky tomorrow if you want to see this, how this will likely continue, including like, anyway, whatever. So the 183, look, you're also coming up with this level as well as like that level of this downward thingy and the horizontals and whatnot. And it's like, have we broken anything yet? Well, we're just forming this thing here, and it's just a perfectly natural movement within the charts. Oh, another donation. Oh my god, you are awesome. Thanks so much, Kim. That's really good of you. Cheers. Thanks, Kim. And those are 3 of my favorite emojis. I like I've gone through like emoji phases. Did you ever get that? When you're like, oh yeah, I haven't used that in ages. And the big monkey ape was something I would have used ages ago. And then since this ape culture came back, I've been like, have my monkeys. Anyone who's texting me, even if it's like not about this stuff. Thanks, Kim. And I'll get right into reading some of the chat in a minute. Obviously, I've missed most of what everything's said and been said so far. And I told all that warden chat, and then I didn't. I was like, well, we talk about the warden chat, and then I just fucking talked as if my opinion meant shit. My opinion doesn't mean shit, especially not on someone else giving technical analysis. And if anything, my only opinion of Warden is that I was grateful for him. It would be accepting that. Oh, look there, see. Anyway, like, this is why I'm hesitant to get too excited, because like it's also the same deal as this. Anyway, yeah. So I didn't hear anybody else's stuff. Lots of fun about ceiling being 100k. No one in the market has swagger like us. Fuck yeah. That's yeah. It's from one of my favorite songs. That line. El Diablo Barudo. Lots of fun. Yeah. Like about the top being 100k and so on. The question about the top, it's like it's silly, right? I mean, once the prices have gone beyond 480, why are people saying like another devotion? Appreciate your tea and honesty. Thanks so much, David. Thanks. That's really generous of you. Thank you very much. What was I just saying? Yeah, I was just saying something. I'm sure of it. I know I was saying something because I'm pretty much always talking crap. Oh yeah, people saying like the top is this, right? Like the top is 2,000. Like, why? I mean, the price has just gone past 480. Why the fuck would it be 2,000? Right? It's not the top. Like the top, to suggest that the top of GME based on like the company it was not all that long ago as being 480 is itself kind of absurd. This is a market dynamics play, right? We didn't start this. The hedge funds did. They started it. So it's not our fucking fault. And like, tough shit, right? This is the way it is. What was I talking about? Fuck them. I'm just so angry at them that every time I start talking about them, I want to more talk about how we should punish them. Point being, yeah, so people are like, oh yeah, 2,000 is the tops. Like, why are you saying that? Like, are you doing it to appear reasonable? Like, because you think that any other target is unreasonable? Because I've got news for you. If you're going on the idea that 2,000 is reasonable, that's not fucking reasonable. Like, that's stupid. That's like a massive overvaluation of the thing on so many levels. This is a market dynamics play, and we've already proved that it is that. And so why look for these reasonable targets in this reasonable world that we don't fucking live in, by the way? We don't fucking live in a reasonable world. Welcome to the, like, I don't know, what age adulthood is where you happen to be right now, but welcome to it, because shit isn't fucking reasonable. And like, if you're looking for me to be reasonable, then you're barking up the wrong tree. So I'm not fucking like, so like, oh, 2,000 or like 100,000. It's like, do you know what's happened once we've got past 480? Like, reason can fuck right off. All that matters is what we say. You know, there is no argument to have with us if we were even fucking listening, which we aren't, because you can't talk to us. Anyway, point being, it's stupid to say 2,000 if we're past 480. It's fucking stupid. It's stupid. I'm not looking at anyone in particular, and I'm not saying anyone in particular said that. And if you're taking it as this is me talking to you, you're wrong, right? The point I'm saying it is stupid, right? And then people are saying like, oh, the top is 100,000, right? 100,000 is a round number, so some people might have orders there. But why is that? Why would that be the top? Like, is this again some other stretch of the idea of like, I'm being reasonable? Like, it's unreasonable to ask for 10 million. Why the fuck is it unreasonable? What's reasonable about 100,000? Like, what's reasonable about 2 grand? What's reasonable about 480? What's reasonable about 180? You know, it's not about reason, right? Like, and saying that's fucking pissing me off, right? Because it's not only is it not about reason, there's something else here. There's a message here. Like, the thing that brought all of us together, and plenty of other people who watch this type of content, isn't because they're trading this. Some of them just want to see the right be done. So don't fucking come at me with your 1,000, your 2,000. I know where the top is. You don't know where the top is. You know what I mean? And like, if you want to market or sell something in a parabolic move and eat that spread, right, and lose that percentage, which could be like 50 fucking percent, could be more of a move we're talking is going in, I'm saying could be going to hundreds of thousands of millions, right? You're going to try and market sell that shit. Do you know what'll happen? Like, I don't give a fuck, right? Because I know myself, right? Your order will go through, and the only person buying it on the books will be way fucking down there in reasonable land, and the people that need it, that are forced to buy it, they're not looking at these fucking. They're not like, oh, I better put a limit order in to close my position as they're being fucking liquidated. No, their computer is market ordering everything it can get its fucking hands on. So your order will go through, you'll knock the price down fuckloads. The only person that'll affect is fucking you, because there's still no prices above you again, because the books have just been cleared by the computer, and it'll shoot right fucking back up. And in a blink of an eye, the only person you'll have fucked is yourself, right? So, like, go for it if you want to play it like that. Is there a time and a place for market orders? Yes, I use them all the fucking time. Is it during a squeeze? No. No, it isn't. It isn't, right? It just isn't. And it doesn't take somebody to... Right? What's next? What's the next stupid conversation somebody on the internet said that, like, is anti this happening? Like, what is it, eh? Because it's like, why are you doing it? Are you trying to appear intelligent? Because there are intelligent people doing this shit. Just look on our Superstonk. Click on the DD shit. Look at all of this stuff people have done. You know, is it just that people are like feeling a little bit left out and they want to seem like they're let me pretend I'm an intellectual and have a fucking conversation? Like, get over it, eh? Like, this is one of the main things I put out there of this channel, is you can be highly educated. You don't have to act like you're fucking reasonable for people to know you're smart. And does it make fucking difference at what other people think about you, whether you're smart? What difference does that make? If anything, it's to your advantage that they don't think you're smart. So why are you trying to act smart? Like, why? Why do people do this? What did I miss? I was closing above. I missed the close. Jamie, you missed the close. Did I miss it? I did. It was just on it. I didn't miss it. This is it. Was 180 important? Well, I mean, closing above 170 was the deal, right? 170 was the deal. We closed above 180. Great. In the morning, can we expect a little swish swash, up, down, up? There you go. Happy days. Celebrate. Yeah, we could expect something like that. Great. What time is it? What have I been doing? What have I missed out on? I'm probably, if I've done enough TA, I don't think I have, but maybe I do. Why is this fucking channel on so we don't get too excited? Yeah, well, far be it from me to tell you not to get excited. Get excited as you like. But, you know, even looking at the 1 minute time frame, you can see a like horizontal level of support and resistance coming across through all of this. So there's things to look for. Oh, another donation. Another someone. Robert Redford nod gif. Who's Robert Redford? Who's that chap? He's that actor that's in those movies. He's not a bad actor. He's in some good movies. Some movies are shit nowadays, aren't they? Thanks very much for that donation. Thank you very much. Another someone. That's a good name too. Nav Ethan, nice shirt, Tradespotting. Thanks very much. Pleasures. I mean, if you're in America, you might have heard of Pleasures. They're like, they're kind of cool for various reasons. But anyway, I don't think my demographic will necessarily appreciate this. I'm pretty sure that these clothing company make clothes for, well, I don't know. I fucking wear them. I've also got loads of other clothes that are like, anyway, whatever. I used to date this supermodel, right? So I got sent free shit all the time by clothing companies to put on and wear on Instagram, which was fucking awesome. I also went to some crazy ass fucking parties. Anyway, that's another story. And I'll tell you all about it when I get to 50,000 concurrent viewers. Nah, but I will tell you a story if you like. But when I reach, let's say I got to 1,000 viewers, I could tell you all about the time I met the Dalai Lama, and that story will blow your mind. Anyway, what's next? Well. Look like those predictions were spot on, my friend. Thank you very much, Ralph Pinto, because I can't even remember what they were, and if they worked, then that's fabulous. Thanks very much. Thanks for it. Congratulations, us. I'd say we did it together. We were certainly all here together. Jamie, I saw Jamie with exclamation. Missed the clothes that don't make a difference. Jamie, missed the clothes that don't make a difference. It don't make a difference to the price. Price doesn't give a shit about what we think. Apple Blossom, damn it, yes, that's good. Peter Panderwell, yes, I'm able to donate. Oh no, there's Weird Flex. Yes, Weird Flex is right. Tell me about it. Well, I've got a couple of Weird Flexes up my sleeve. There's probably, that sounds like a joke, doesn't it? I am unable to donate. Yes, so that'll be because of the place you're in. YouTube's got some weird ass. Jamie dated Dalai Lama confirmed. It's true. No homo. No, maybe homo. Maybe no. I can't say that stuff. Anyway, he's quite a nice guy, and we had it was a nice time. Anyway, like I say, it's a story for another time. Is the Dalai Lama in GME? No, he. The Dalai Lama is not in GME. We put the Dalai Lama into GME. That's kind of more accurate way of describing it, you know, because the Dalai Lama is love incarnate. What happens tomorrow? We possibly see a test of 170, Lucas. We could possibly see that, but things are bullish AF. So we're looking for the retest. I mean, really, what you want to know is what's happening in the first hour of tomorrow's trading day. Is when you'll get the fuller picture of what's going on with today's price action, because people have readjusted at the end of today, but they won't have wanted other positions to be dead obvious, and so like they chip off the extra bits of that mold, you know, tomorrow morning, and then you'll get a clearer picture. So tune in for the Rocky Outcrop show at market open, and then you'll have a better picture. But like 170 retest is, I would say it's very likely. But that's just one target on a downside retest. Like what's happening tomorrow is probably what you're actually asking is like, is tomorrow going to be good? And the chances are that it will be, because today was good, so that's positive. But also we're at a level of major resistance, so even if the price goes down, it would have to go down quite a big chunk for it to be anything other than good. Sexy shirt on Jimmy. Yo, Fruity, how's it going? I've noticed I haven't responded to one or two of your messages, which I meant to at the time, and then it was a couple of days later. I was like, oh fuck, I didn't get back to that on time, so I'm sorry. But it was like in a public thing, right? And I think other people had maybe answered anyway. I hope that wasn't rude. But I notice when I don't do something and I feel bad. Como se llama lama? That's Spanish. Are you speaking Spanish now, Sitting Bull? Jamie is 10 million floors, whatever we said it to be, right? You know, and personally, I'm I'm right more with Rocky Outcrop. Like, if there's an Elliott wave that says we could get to 19 million, then why not just wait till fucking 19 million? This is the thing with any price target that we say is the floor, right? Cool. I've showed this before, right? You go to that price target, you draw, like, if you're on TradingView, you hit Alt H and it'll drop a horizontal line for you. It's super easy. Like, Alt H drops one, and then you right click that line and you go add alert on horizontal line, and then you turn it on for all the time noisy as fuck, right? That's the settings. All the time have this on and make it noisy as fuck. And then when the price gets there, yo, another donation, I've got to use a VPN. I got to use a VPN donate. YouTube no look you don't know by. Oh, right, you got to use a VPN so that YouTube will let you get through, and then you can pretend you're in a different country, and then you can donate. Well, look at that, guys. Somebody's just broken the system in order to donate to me. That's fucking awesome. Thanks so much. You're a legend. Thank you, buddy. I don't know why the YouTube just don't like dono buy. I don't know why YouTube are like that. Maybe it's because of like they don't allow it in the area you're from, or maybe it's because they don't allow it to me from that area or something. I don't know why they'd be doing that. Like, I'd start to take shit like that personal if YouTube had a problem. Like, don't get me on don't want to get on the bad side of the old YouTubers. Yeah, and then the crypto donation, you have to copy and paste the link for it to work. I mean, I could probably go in and change that right some now so that it says that, so that people that arrive in know to chat and aren't like, yo, Jamie, what are you doing? Have I not got a live stream window thing open that you usually should have? I'm not doing anything right here. Are people just pissing off from chat? Oh my god, there's even more people watching than there was before. Jesus Christ. Right, the price was 180.50. I'll go and do some TA about how today's prices went in 2 seconds. And like, if you wanted, right, go into the studios. We can all see everything here. Actually, if I could, no, I do it here, and then I go content, and then I go, into note, and then I go lives, and then I go into here's, and then I go sports stream, and then I go by copying and pasting this URL. And then, oh, I don't even need all of that, because then people might copy this, paste in this, to say this. And then they'll think and it won't be a link, and they'll have to copy and paste it. And then that works. Then that works, yo. Look, this should be on a playlist. It should be on a trading, no, it shouldn't be. It should be YOLO Trades, yo, because that's what this is. And no, it's not made for kids, and we've done all that shite, and then they save it because whatever, and this is all bollocks admin shit anyway. So the point is, what, we finished above 180, one shot on 850, that's nice. What were you saying, bro? I don't know, what was I saying? So Jamie, you have no dislikes. Fuck yes, thanks so much everybody. We've made it to like the majority of a stream with no dislikes and maybe some likes, and loads of people tuning in. It's really appreciated. Thanks so much for all of that, guys. That's brilliant. I expect I'll get plenty of dislikes when the people that don't like me turn up, whoever the fuck they are. What's the problem, eh? Like, I can understand if you don't like YouTubers, but why are you watching my shit if you're then going to click dislike? Like, maybe I don't understand. Anyway, but thanks. Great. I expect people just doesn't work in Dubai. Honestly, most stuff does work there. That's interesting. Fed. So I've probably missed loads of chats. Have I missed super chats? I'm super sorry if I have, and I'm trying really hard not to ignore anybody, you know. And this is this Jamie. You have no dislikes. Thank you so much. Bullish as fuck. Awesome. Thanks, Miss Spectrometer. That's also an awesome name. Sitting Bull, you didn't answer me if you spoke while you were speaking Spanish, but you probably didn't. I didn't see it. Supershark Unlimited Devices Access. Ah, I see. You've got some of this the old VPN. I see. Ow. What was that? Right, great. I'm missing something. Aha, someone disliked for a second. Who was the troll? Funny. Yeah. So, yes. So, I mean, the dislikes aren't really a problem. I mean, they just show you, like, I suspect from the Google algorithm they actually help, right? Like, you're interacting with Google, you're clicking on the buttons that you give you, and you're giving them feedback, and you're probably like giving them more information about yourself, and they'll appreciate it, and they'll think you're keeping them in the network and earning them money. And I'm sure the dislikes don't actually function for anything negative. Like, I can't imagine they would. So. Cool. I really like your videos, bro. Thanks so much, Mr. P. Texas has arrived. Yo, Texas! Love your flag. I've been talking about that for a while. It's got the Scottish bit on side of it, yeah, because Texans have got the Scottish flag inside it. Toxic email would work. I don't know what that is, but that sounds like a terrible name for an email. What you do for work? I do trade for work. I buy sell for work. But I buy low and sell high for work. Toxic, yep. I also work on the background on startups. Like, I will give you a brief history of my story. Is my camera isn't all still on? Everything's still working. I'm on the wrong screen. Here I am. Price action's up there. GME's had a great day. I've got a donation there as well. Oh my god, greatly appreciate it. Here's some bananas. Yes, 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 yes. The bananas. I love the bananas. It's the bananas. Yeah. Thanks very much. Lundun, Lendun, Lendu, Lendu. That sounds like Mick and Man. What was that show called before? There was one called Rick and Morty that sounded just like it. Mick and Mandy, Mick and Morty, Randy and Pandy. Randy Pandy. What am I talking about? I'm so far off what I was initially thinking. It's incredible. Yes, so did we all guess about whether this was going to touch the corner or not, and why does it go silly colours? I'm sure it didn't add much to chat. Streamlabs said it would make everybody delighted. Maybe it did. We've got a healthy amount of donations here. It's very generous of everybody. Thank you very much. Am I missing something that I shouldn't be missing? Now it's back and gone again. What was gone and gone again? This may be the donation button. YouTube flirting with it. Oh, it's the dislike. I remember this elusive dislike. It sneaks in and then it sneaks off. I quite like that. The mystery of the dislike. Oh, that reminds me of the Tradespotting treasure hunt that's on. There has been a clue dropped. Some people have noticed it, some people won't. I don't even know why I'm telling you. It's supposed to be a very difficult treasure hunt with a fantastic prize, but I'm not telling you what it is yet. You're just going to have to play along and be surprised when you either win it or someone else does about what's going on and be like, holy shit, didn't realize all that was happening. Or you'll be on the trail, who knows. But I intend to make it one of the most difficult treasure hunts that you'll have ever done in your life, with absolutely no let up. It'll be very, very tough, and whoever finds the answer will have done very well. I intend for it to have gone down in YouTube history as a crazy ass story by the end of things, so get involved, it'll be fun. Jamie are the best. Thanks so much, both as a YouTuber and as a human being. Thank you so much. Yes, I can confirm I am the best human being and I am the best YouTuber. Quite possibly. Bro, what are you rambling about? Well, I don't know. I forgot, man. I can't remember. I did come here for a reason. There was something I was going to do. What was it? There was a story I was going to tell. Can't not be. Oh yeah, Rocky and I. Well, I mean, why am I talking about that? What do I do for work? First job I had when I think I was 13 or was I 14, and I was it was picking up. It was working from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning in a town which was miles from where I lived, in the middle of the night, when obviously I was at school, and my job was to take the broken bottles out of the bin under the bar and try and work out roughly how many broken bottles there were to tot up how many bottles in total had been used, and then that would be cross-checked with the tills to make sure that nobody was stealing anything. And I managed to get that job when I was 13, which was fucking awesome. Partly because the people that also worked in the bar were dead funny and cool, so I had a good time. And also because the owner was a fucking tube, and I was clocking in twice, so I was getting paid twice, right? Because he was paying me like fucking £1.80 an hour or something, right? Which was way under minimum wage. But then I was 13, I was under the minimum wage to get a job in the first place. Which that wasn't like a coincidence. That was his agenda. So like I was just logging in twice, right? And he was a stupid old idiot, eh? So he didn't notice nothing, and he deserved it, because this one time this guy fell over inside and broke his leg, and I phoned an ambulance, and then he went mental at me for phoning the ambulance to come to the bar rather than like helping this old man with a broken leg out of the Anyway, fucking arsehole, so he deserved everything he got, and I don't have any regrets about that. And then that was my first job, and it was great. And at the same time, I was playing football, and it was great fun. And I had a good time. I was at lived in Northern Ireland. I was going all boys Christian Brothers Grammar School, and that was fucking tough. And then after that, I was like, fuck this shit for a job. Why am I doing this? And then I got a job working in Dunnes Stores in Ireland, which is like Marks and Spencer's in Britain. If you're in America, it's like some other shop that sells clothes that are for like mostly boomers. And then that was gash, man. And then I'd see people at school be coming in, like getting their underpants and that. And I'd be like, oh, so it's 2 packets of underpants, sir. And then I stopped doing that shitty job. And did other jobs. What did I do next? I can't remember. I had my exams, and then I went to Edinburgh University, and then I had jobs working at bars all the time, working at bars, loads of bars all over Edinburgh. And then, while I was also doing that, I was also starting a business with Rocky, and we were running a magazine. I'm so confused right now. Same here. I can't even remember what I'm talking about. Wait till the heroin story. Yeah, it's just coming up. And then, so then I was running a magazine at Edinburgh, taking photographs of people at night in nightclubs and selling adverts in a magazine. And I was also studying at university. And then Rocky and I got recruited to work for a very large investment bank. And then we were like, this is absolutely gash, and had a Jerry Maguire moment and went off and started setting up other businesses. And then eventually worked our way into software businesses, and then did well at that. And then at the same time always like trading, you know, because that's what I've been taught to do at uni, and it's what our main good job and we worked for other people was. And then, you know, here we are now today, where Rocky and I are still working on startups in the background, but I don't want to shill them, you know, because the shit I'm working on is serious, and some of the stuff that's coming out in the minute in the space like just gives me heebie-jeebies and that, and don't want to be associated with it. And I'm sure I could sell it, and I'm sure it would make me millions of dollars, but I'm not interested in making millions of dollars that way. I do things the right way, you know me, and that, and so like whatever, loads of things I could talk about there, but like I've got another donation for 100 NOK. Oh my god, I didn't notice that come in. Thank you so much. Did it come with a message? I should see what it said. I can replay it apparently. Can I replay that on the screen? Do I get that? Oh, I see it up there. Yes, new super chat. And I don't know what you said though. Did it come with words? It didn't. It was just a donation. Wow, thanks so much. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And now I've lost what part of the story was that. The Errol Flynn story. Well, where was I? Yes. Well, then we started. Oh, then we're doing this, and yeah, and I'm not shilling shit on you because, like, I'm not. Why the fuck would I need to? My shit's good enough. Anyway, what's next? I was going to do some wrap up the TA for the day. Right. Okay. So let's do that, and we'll delete these things because. Well, no, shall we? Yeah, we'll just delete them because they're in the way, and we'll get off the 1 minute timeline. Sorry for folks who were enjoying that. No, and then other people want to hear stuff. Are you working on Chrysler Coin? Aren't you? No, I've not. You skipped the Dalai Lama part. Yeah, I did. I skipped that. I've skipped a lot of different things there. Dalai Lama story is a long one. I'll talk about it when we get to 1,000 concurrent streamers. The time I met the Dalai Lama, and it absolutely changed my life. And the series of coincidences that led up to it are one of the most fucked up things you'll ever hear. And like at the same time, after the end of it, you'll think, wow, that was all so meant to be. It's amazing. Anyway, like, why am I so emotional? I must be on my period, right? So next, pardon me, what was I just saying there? Sorry, that is not like a bad joke. I didn't mean that the way it was. It's like in Scotland, some things like are acceptable to say that might not be elsewhere. I'm sure that's the case. So I'm sorry if I was offensive there. It's totally not normal where I am. Right, so we're going to do TA and stop being inadvertently offensive. Are we going to see the rest of the Saving Private Ryan video? The rest of it, this is the rest of it, but we can watch it again. Oh, the rest of the whole actual video. You'll have to speak to Warner Bros. About that, yo. But we'll watch the minute of it again. So we watched the minute of I'm fiending for that Dalai Lama story. Yeah, Myriad, that's it, Assel Blossom, thanks, you helped me out there. Right, so before I embarrass myself anymore, also another thing that's really positive about this price action, if we can then go up higher, is that we'd invalidate any of these like triple top, rounded top, none of that's all like, actually that doesn't work because this is a bit of a down of this leg of this top. It's just a bull flag, you know, it's just this huge bull flag, guys, and it's just fucking fantastic. Right. So what do I do, guys? Do I do the TA? Do I? Should I? That was it, I think. Voices, just a message to be kind. There is too much out there to divide us, but we're strong, be kind. Yes, it was just a message to be kind. You know, I mean, and above and aside from everything else, and totally apart from the context of why I might have been prompted to make that video at the time, I can say that of all the things that the hedge funds can do to get out of this position and prevent the squeeze, there's only one of them that'll work. There's only one option they have, right? Now, I've heard loads of theories about different hedge institutions helping them out, about different things that we could do that that they could maybe try that might, like, instead of kicking the can down the road, give them an actual chance, right? I've heard of loads of different things. None of those ideals will work. There's only one thing they can do that'll work, right? Divide us and conquer us, right? So even if one of us makes a mistake, and that might be all it is, right? If it was something more, so be it. But let's call it a mistake. There's still one of us, right? Don't get confused about who our enemy is, okay? So, like, even if you aren't interested in being kind, even if you're just the sort of person that thinks, well, fuck that guy, right? Which I'm not saying you don't, that's wrong. What I'm saying is, do you want to be defeated? Like, is it more important to you to give somebody what you think they deserve right now than to keep fighting for this thing that you'll only ever get so very few opportunities at in your entire life, right? Like, your entire life, you know, like, this is bigger and better than Volkswagen, and that was the only real chance our parents had at something like this. You know, so, like, maybe, like, across multi-generations, this might be like an opportunity of a lifetime, of a generation. And how sad would it be if in a year's time we were all looking back and saying, you know, we were nearly there, but we fell apart at the last minute. Like, that when the only one who could have defeated us was us. Like, how shit would that be, eh? You know? Like, I'll still be holding. Like, I'm obligated. I've said this plenty of times. I'm obligated to the audience that have come along and everything GME's done for my channel. I'm obligated to hold on anyway. But, like, how shit would it be if it wasn't that we went up and like, I didn't necessarily get my targets, but most of you were rich? What if instead, like, none of us got anything because we couldn't just be kind, which is so easy to do. And if you're ever frustrated about anything in life, and if anything ever comes your way that some people have recently had to deal with, yeah, feel it. Feel how hard it is. Feel how difficult these things can be. You know, if you're a young man growing up and you're going through what I imagine Warden is like going through, and maybe I'm over empathizing, maybe he isn't going through this, and maybe I'm naive to even suggest it, and maybe it'll cost me for even being there saying this. But, like, feel the pain and then overcome it. Right. So, back to the TA. We've got in there a reasonable level of horizontal support based on a 50-minute timeline, but, like, it's not all that significant. You know, the truth is that would be more likely a box. So we'll draw that box in now. What if they give us the box? I don't normally do this sort of picture TA, so I don't even know where the tools are. Box, right? So this would be your liquidity zone. I don't know anyway. So right, there's your, whoops, daisy. Anywhere in here, do I expect it to go there? No, but do I expect it to be a good buy if it does go there? You will expect lots of people to buy it, is the answer to that question. I've also got this other zone to break through, which is very well represented by that 15-minute there, but horizontal support. But we're also going to draw this up to, and we're not going to draw up that's far too fucking massive. Like, that sort of, these liquidity boxes are too big. Shit's tighter than that. We already know that the liquidity is low. Let's go zoom in and do this properly. Right, so, and let's get rid of this. And let's stop drawing liquidity blocks until we've done the rest of our TA properly. Let's do it in order. So we've got two horizontal support and resistance. These are the two areas we're looking between at the minute, right? That one's very far down at around 140, and this one's up at 200. And this is the overall picture we're looking at, right? Until we break here, whereas there's nothing to be surprised about if we later find ourselves down here. That being said, we are again perhaps putting in a series of lower highs, and those lower highs we can take from various, like you could look at this whole move on a fib, which we'll do if this will let me move the timeline. Will it? Yes. No. Trading view. Do you want it right? So there's like various ways of drawing these fibs, right? And because things are tightening on the spring, let's do both of them. So there's that one, and we can say until such times we break that, at the minute it's positive if we stay above 153, and that's like the 382 on this overall fib. That's very positive. You know, we've tested the 0.5 already down here, as you can see. That's what that came in at, right? That's not why that happened, but now that because that has happened, it gives us information. Then we'll draw on another fib to work out these levels here, from this low to high, okay, which is again our defining low and high of this move. So that's one of the reasons why you do this, and you go from left to right and you follow the trend. So left, right, and follow the trend. And if you want, you can drag this out over here, but like we can see the lines, and it's not all that difficult because we've got a cross line on our cursor. So there's the 0.5, and again, then you'd be lifting those lower levels up to 161. So now on the if there's a pullback tomorrow, is it bad type of idea? Well, until it goes beyond the 0.5, then you're not only is it not necessarily bad, and what we would say to be not uncommon, we'd say that it matches with Dow theory in that there would be 50% retraces. Now, we've had a number of them and gone through it a number of times. So like we've had all of that play out, and now does that mean that it can be even more as support and resistance? Quite possibly, right? We've seen it be resistance here, support all the way through here, resistance here, and it was where we broke down there, right? So like any test in and around 162 again, you would expect that to be bought up, right? And especially after the back of this bullish move. So then you can move your lower targets up to 161, and then you can say, well, we've already been through all of this stuff and done all these fibs so many different times, and we've talked about them recently. We've gone above the 382, and we're coming up for the 236. Once you break through this 236, you're going straight to 220, right? So this is the levels you're looking here. 189, yeah, 188. That sort of whatever we were saying. That me and some chap in the chat were talking earlier, and I can't remember what we were talking. 183 and 185 was it, or 185 and 188, or 183 and 188? Yeah, because there was a $5 difference. So that'll have been it, right? But you tell me, you were watching. I hope. And I can't remember because the conscious stream, and then I didn't mark it on the chart at the time, and if I did, I deleted it. Anyway, point being, like once you get through 188, 189, you might not even see a stop at 200, although it would be expected. So from that, we're really looking up at 220. So what are we looking at tomorrow? Well, things are positive. We may or may not break out of this area. We haven't quite yet broken out of it. We've done very well. We've closed well. I've not got the RSI up there. I can't say that it strictly says bearish divergence. And, you know, in the context of this move, we've not put in any sort of a top. So I'm not going to look at that and start calling it, but there's potential divergence here or that, because that's not the way it works, right? And I don't know what other YouTubers are doing, but from what I've seen, that's what they do, and it's stupid. Oh, another donation is fucking massive. Jamie, you got it down. Nail on the head. Young Rocky R. Potential... sorry, I can't see because my head's too far away. Potential tank of glue. Besides, your knowledge is what the ape community needs. The longer we go, it is exactly what is missing from most means the strokers on the tube. Meat strokers on the tube. Jeez, if I had read that properly, it would have been even funnier. I got it. Thanks very much, Peter. And that donation is very generous. That's really good. Thanks so much. This is great. This is brilliant. Right, bing bong. Thanks, Peter. What was I talking about there? Yeah, getting this down, getting this knowledge out there, tank of glue, whatnot. Yes, exactly. So we were talking about levels that we need to break and where we might see retraces to and where there could be levels at, right? So, you know, at 188, that's where we're expecting to see something. Once we get up there, you might expect to see some pullback to around the 161 level. We'd hope that holds, but it could go down to 154. But, like, that's drastic, you know. I don't necessarily expect that price action. That would be the sort of places where, again, I'd be like, well, I didn't get my orders down here that were really, really like trying to get like the best of the move. Like, I know I'm not desperately seeking that, so that's not where all my orders would go. But if I was like desperate to get the best of this move and really believing in this bullish thrust, which would be perfectly entitled to, having seen what we've seen, then you would maybe go in at 154 with an order 155. You know, you might be like, but I don't want to miss out on it, and which isn't necessarily the way to trade, but it might be. That you're looking at other things and they're telling you, well, I don't think Jamie's right. I don't think it's going down quite as far as that. I think maybe his other prediction is maybe a better one in and around 162 or something along those levels. And then if none of that happens and we're just bullish, then I'll be looking for a test up and around 188, 189, and I hope that we'd go beyond that significantly once we reach there, so that with like any pullbacks were like would rest there rather than going back down to where these levels we were just previously talking about. So that's what you're looking at, and you're also thinking, well, we have broken what might be considered to be a supply line if this part of the formation was true, and which that would confirm this as on the pattern as potentially like a bull flag double confirmed, right? At which point a lot of people just give up going short. They just give up, and that's why with like no historical prices in this, prices not in this range up here ever apart from here, it means the trading activity is very low, right? The orders on the book here, fuck all. Like, there's fuck all orders on the book here. Orders on the book down here, shitloads of them, right? So when I talk about the HPV and how it looks like it's about to break and potentially a bing bong on the road, what does that mean? Well, it means prices are going to go a long distance. And what's the route of least resistance, right? In order to make a big move? Well, I've got news, folks. It's up. Why is that such fantastic news? Well, because it means that in the face of what is bearish overall conditions in the stock market, generally speaking, at the minute, we've got GME outperforming the market, right? And people tell us that the squeeze is fake and GME's outperforming the market. Know what I mean? Right? So, welcome to Monday. Welcome to the weekend is over, right? We've put that shit behind us. And not only have we put it behind us, we've learned from it. Nobody is going to divide and conquer us. Not only are we strong in all of the traditional senses of the word with our attitude and approach to GME and our holding our positions, but the bonds between us are stronger than just some pishy, the guy made a mistake thing, right? Like, even if that was what it was, all he needs is just somebody to tell him something else, and he can update his perspectives, right? So we are strong because we're kind. We're not going to get divided and conquered by FUDs and shills, or I'm not saying that about anyone, or anyone that tries to convert or twist or falsify our what we're trying to put across. We're not going to fall for any of the nonsense or the bollocks, whether that be in the order books, in a dark pool, on YouTube, on Reddit, or some shit that somebody says about something about somebody else, and we go, oh, let's all get fucking angry. No, that's not what this is about, right? Everything tells us we're right. Even these stupid drama things tell us we're right, right? They tell us we're right because everything's coming to boiling point and everything looks fantastic for us. So we have to, and I'm getting overexcited there, and it's not true to do that from a technical analysis perspective. It's the wrong word to say it looks fantastic. I'm sorry, I'm getting wrong. Don't want to encourage FOMO in that. I've given targets where if you're desperate to get in, and it's not financial advice. But if it was, anyway, it's not financial advice, and we're not going to so nobody's going to divide us, right? So that's not going to happen. And why did we? So we said we were going to play this video game. Yeah, we did. We're going to play this video game. Here we go. We're playing it again. Nobody's going to fucking divide us and conquer us.
We exist
That's not
for
where we want to listen to it. We want to watch it on the full screen, even though it is made for your phones, you know.
we exist for each other.
Through the hard times and
Some things are up to us. Others taken from us against our will. Friendship, opportunities, reputation.
Could happen to any of us. Against our will.
We control our focus. We can set it on how to drive us forward. We can be the ape that helps another. If we're wise, we feel our problems, then overcome them. We focus on the things we can control. We are strong, but we are kind.
So that's it. We earn it. Thanks, Vic Vince. We earn it. We're all going to earn it. We have already earned it. Let's not fucking throw it away, eh? Let's not throw it away. And let's be kind to each other. It's worth so much. And you never know what anyone else is going through. Video is frozen, mate. It may well have frozen. It may have happened. I think the video is frozen. I'm telling you, Jamie, Nat Geo is your next gig. Haha. Sean Ahmed, my tears are drying. My tears are drying. Your beauty and business made my tears clear my blindness. Ah. That's nice. Tears cleared the blindness. This is poetry coming out. Frozen. The rat got me ready to take over. Right, Frozen. Shall we play it again? F in the chat for Frozen. Do you want to play it again? I'll try and play it again. It won't have frozen. Do you want to do that? I can listen to it again. I can bear it. But everybody else might be like, fuck this. I can't be arsed. That guy's just playing his own content to himself on his channel. Is he mad? That might be what everyone thinks. Man, I don't mind. I think the like to view ratio on this channel reflects the quality. Does it have a good likes to view ratio? I hope so. God, it used to be fucking shit. So, like, I hope that it is. Thanks so much. If everybody who's really turned this ship around, thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks so much. I don't know what to do about it or how to repay you, other than to say go and check out Rocky Outcrop. He'll like repay you. Literally, you'll be repaid in lessons. Oh my God, another donation. Let me try again, Jamie. I need to try to say that what is missing on most of the YouTube Meat Stroker channels is the glue. You and Rocky are potential tanks of glue. Keep preaching. Bondage among apes. Yes. Peter, you're a fantastic contributor in every way. Don't need to keep putting in money to get the message across. Just like spam the chat with the same thing, or say at Jamie at Tradespot or whatever my username is on this. I can't remember. It's Tradespotting, right? I should know that. And eventually I'll see it. But yeah, you're right. That first message was brilliant. Tradespotting, that's Sunshine and Leith, you silly banana. Tradespotting, that's Sunshine and Leith, you silly banana. What is? I am a silly banana. What's Sunshine and Leith though? Yes, well, like the glue that holds us together, right? It's the bonds between us, right? The bonds that bind us. You know, the point in being alive, right? God, I do get quite emotional when I think about it, you know. Well, plenty of people live and die and don't recognize that that's the whole fucking point in it, you know. And like, what are you going to do with your gains when you get them? Like, you're going to be good with them, right? You're going to be good with them. Like, you're going to what's going to happen when the MOAS happens and you cash out and you're rich as fuck? Like, let's all go along with that timeline for the purposes of this story. What's that going to do to you? Is it going to change you into a different person? Has that ever happened in the history of money? No. What has happened? It'll times your personality by 100, right? So if you're a bit of a dick now, you'll probably be an even bit of a bigger dick then. So are you waiting for something good to happen to you before you're good to other people? Because that's not the way it works. And if I continue down that timeline, you will have to listen to my Dalai Lama story. The point being, like, do nice things for nice people, and shit just happens for you that's nice. It just happens that way, and that's the same with everybody. And I'm preaching at us. Like, it sounds like I'm angry, but it's not. We're all on the right team here. That's why you tuned into this channel. That's why you like this sort of content, because you're like me. Like, because we feel the same way about this. This really is the best GME channel on the tubes. Thanks so much. Yeah, I hope you like it. And I don't know if there really are many GME channels on the tube, to be honest. Like, there's people that do other trading things. I'd like it for people to think like this is some of the best technical analysis on YouTube, and that's because it is. Like, I know who my competitors are. And the ones I respect, I'm happy to collaborate with, anyway, and there are a number of them. So, and the chief among them is Rocky Outcrop. And so, yes, money amplifies you. Yes, it does. True. What else are we talking about here? Do you know what lies just beyond those beaches? Immortality. Yes. Good quote. Amen. Right. Yes. Sorry. So amen to all those rants. I did do the TA. I didn't I? Right. I gave us targets for tomorrow that might be good if that's what you were interested in. Not that those were like they were, right? That was like if we lived in a world where I was giving financial advice, which I am it because we don't live there. We live in an irrational world where people aren't always kind, where we can't always rely on other people. And so we have to rely on ourselves. And when things are tough, we're not going to avoid feeling how tough they are because that doesn't work. Instead, we're going to accept it and we're going to overcome them. And that's like the same sort of thing that, say, we can all learn cathartically from what's going to probably have been happening. And I don't know how the stream went this evening, but continue to happen to Warden is that, like, we can see in his struggles, there go all of us, but for the grace of God. So let's be nice to people in the hope that they're nice to us. And that's it, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in. I could put on a famous movie ending to wave goodbye, but every time I do that, I lose all my ad money. Like it gets given to whoever does the Truman Show or whatever it happens to be that I've got on. Not that my ad revenue is like massive or anything, but the point is I want to be able to get the camera, and like this is Rocky's microphone. So we didn't walk between each other's flats swapping the microphone in between streams and stuff, that's the dream. That's the dream. It's just I am absolutely livid to the point that my blood is boiling after learning what and how these hedge funds are practicing their thievery in clear daylight. That's part of it. Part of it is also is the effect they've had like on everybody's lives up to this point. I mean, a lot of people are only just learning how their lives have been compromised for the best part of 3 decades by a parasitic framework, a parasitic financial framework, which is designed to exploit those of us who try the hardest to stick to the rules. That's essentially what it is. People utterly taking the piss out of us in ways that we didn't even know was possible, and then laughing about it behind our backs. And now they've been caught red-handed. They're pretending that we're stupid idiots and that it's too good to be true and that $2,000 is reasonable and that some other pish about how they're not the fucking devil. The first channel donation ever, and I deeply appreciate you, my fellow Goo-Dooder apes. CD Burn Guy, CD Burn Guy, thanks so much. Your first ever donation. That's so positive to know that, and I'm proud that we've found a place together. And I'm sorry for linking that to the donation. I'm really glad that that you feel like you found somewhere you can be. That you feel like, what the fuck am I saying? Thanks so much for the donation, and that's separate from the fact that welcome to the gang, man. You're 100% welcome. And just above that, Ronaldo Moreno. Ronaldo? Really? That's a fucking cool name. $19.99 as well. Thank you so much. That's really generous. That's really generous. Right now, I've missed shitloads of messages in the chat. Like, I've missed shitloads of messages in chat. And I'm super sorry about that. If I didn't get round to answering the question that you asked at the time, pardon me. I apologise. You can always hook up with me on /r Tradespotting. There's no money for me in that. Like I'll try to get back to everybody. If you keep it public, your questions, and I answer them, then it helps more than one person. But if you want to write something like something that you don't want everybody to know, like feel free to send me a message. Bear in mind, I can't give financial advice, and that's not because it's legally impossible. It's perfectly legal where I am. It's because it's not ethical. And yeah, so just how much of the camera after? That's a good question. I don't actually know, but maybe I've got close to the money to get it now. I don't actually know, and part of me feels guilty if I get myself one, because Rocky's been streaming for a year longer than me and put so much more work in. The truth is that if I got the money, I'd probably just buy him a camera, but I don't know how much it is. I haven't actually looked into these things, although I should know. But I will soon, and I can't like I fuck knows, man. Like I actually don't know. Like what are the cameras people use on YouTube would be the first question I'd ask. Like I don't know, but maybe somebody here knows more about this stuff than me. And if you want to talk to me on /r/Tradespotting and tell me what it is I should have, do. Like I look at sometimes I look at these like these setup things on the old YouTube as well that other people have got, and like I'm 2 hours into looking at them drooling over stuff and I forget what I'm supposed to be doing, so I don't actually know what I'm actually needed. So I will look at that. Oh, I got another donation as well. I have to get I've taken money off people and I'm about to go off stream. I feel bad for this. Jose Alfredo Artiga, is that pronounced? Hope this gets you a pint. Yeah, it will. $10 will work. $6.50. It works out nearly exactly a pint on the street I live on. But you see, I would go just round the corner and then down a couple of closes. That's what we call like these tiny little streets between the buildings we have here in Edinburgh. And I'd go to a pub just round the corner here where I can get one for about £4 and a good pint too. So that's what I will do, and that'll give me enough for a bag of crisps too. And Mr. Superfluous. Yeah, our name is amazing. $10. Thanks. Right, I'm going to go off stream now. I hate taking money off people when I feel like I can't give you any value back. The DFE mic is on GameStop website. Oh, that's that mic. Well, I should definitely get that as a tribute to him, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should. And that fact that that's on the GameStop website is so perfect, and it would be a great place to buy it. Instagram equals Tradespotting. No, I don't. I'm not Tradespotting on there. I don't know who it is. Somebody's got my name on Instagram. Like some people have got anyone anywhere called Tradespotting. They're not as good at spotting trades as me. They're not. It's funny that they would even take that name, and the ones that I've seen aren't trying to pretend they are me. They just have seen that and think it's a good name, and trust me, they're not as good at spotting trades as me. Or they would have had that name themselves. How much is a mug? I haven't got the merch stuff or anything like that yet. Oh my god, I'm still getting donations, and I was telling you not to. Lame donation to match that lame shirt, Jamie. Thanks. Sorry, it's sentimental. Love you, brother. Aaron! How's it going, man? Thanks so much. How's you doing? That was funny the other day. Aaron Baldwin, thank you so much. He's from the famous Baldwin family. Too late to jump on the GME train. Is it too late? No, I mean, I'm giving you targets there earlier. I can't remember what they are. What did I give that? What were those targets? Look, what I'll do is I'll put chapters in this video so that, you know, you can skip to any part of it that I think's useful. I'll cut out most of the bit where I'm talking bollocks. Well, I won't cut it out. I'll just not make it a chapter title, you know, so if you don't see it, so the stuff that's relevant you'll be able to get to easy enough. Thank you so much. It's not a lame donation, it's very generous. Everybody's really generous here. This is thank you so much. I've absolutely no idea how to properly articulate it without coming across as one of those fucking YouTubers I've seen that I'm like, or coming across as like really inauthentic and not like doing the person justice or myself, and I'll have to think of articulating some way of saying thanks to everybody. Thank you so much. It really means loads. Thanks so much. And I know it's like might seem silly, like whatever. Anyway, fuck it. Right. So thanks. Targets now and later. Yeah, targets now and later. I think I said something like 162. Was it? Tell me, what was it? Look, I'll just zoom in on these fib levels and say like. Yeah, 172. Right, so if we have a put and all, like, let's do another fib here for like this for people. Like, let's imagine that. Right, let's imagine, right, that lots of bad things could happen. So let's get them out of the way first off, right? Idiots could think this is a head and shoulders. It isn't, but they might say that. It would have to be, it's a reversal pattern, so it would have to come, it would reverse the trend that the prices were on when they entered it. And on this time frame, on this level, you would say they're like a downward trend. And so this invalidates the idea of a head and shoulders. Potentially you get an inverted head and shoulders, which is what it would look like if the prices came down anywhere near 158 again, right? To get an entry around 152 at the moment, considering everything we've seen, assuming you're like me and believe in the bullish case, would be absolutely fucking gold dust. Are you going to get that? It's very unlikely. We've already had a retest of the 0.5 on this, like, well, this fib wasn't there at the time. That was a test of the 382, which we covered earlier. If you were tuned in from the start, props to you. We've now shown that with evolution, that was now that area is now the 0.5, which means that if we did come back there, there'd be even more reason to support it. So like you're thinking you're getting 152, very unlikely as much. Hi Coco, you're back. You might actually get 158. That's like slightly more realistic. But is it realistic? Not necessarily, right? It's like 165 is the retest of this break of horizontal resistance. So could we come in and see that being made into support? Quite likely, right? It's commonly made into it. So like 164 is a good target. Yeah, I remember saying that earlier. And then in like an incredibly bullish scenario, you'll get hey, another donation. Mate, there's no chart. Oh shit, have I done this without looking at a chart? Oh shit, I'm doing all of this when the GME videos are in the background. Ah, silly me. Tom Hanks is the target. Fuck, people have actually been tuned in listening to me doing this stuff and I've not even got the charts up. I am such a fucking amateur. I mean, honestly, guys, I am just so bad at this. Hey, I am so bad at this. I am so bad. Thank God everything I say with regards to price happens to come true, because otherwise, you'd all just be fucking laughing at me. This is terrible. Also, I was trying to play that and it wasn't even in the middle of the screen. You guys must have been asking yourself, does this guy even care about our viewing experience? And I completely understand why you feel like that. It's a disgrace. I'm so sorry I've let you all down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play this again after I give those price targets, which I think I said. I can't remember. Anyway, I was drawing on fibs and whatnot, wasn't I? Yes, I was drawing on fibs. That is on, what channel is that on? That is on, where is that screen that you are looking at? I can't even see where I've put that screen. That is not there. Not there, not there, there. Right, so I need to get this. Video is frozen. Maybe you meant the window capture is frozen. Maybe that's what everybody was saying. Photoshop, no, I'm not looking for Photoshop. I'm not looking for Photoshop, or that. Live streaming to studio, is that it? And then I run webcam. That's me. Hello guys, there's my slightly larger face than it was earlier. Is that, there we are, back on the charts. Oh, bing bong. Right, great to see everybody. Coco. Nope. Well, I would pick up Coco and introduce him, but like, you know, he just doesn't seem to want to be picked up, and like, is it really worth it? Do you want to come up here? Do you? Do you want to come up here? Nope. Of course he doesn't want to come up here. She's a cat. She wants food, or she wants to go and play outside. Doesn't want to come here. Right, so that's up on the chart behind me. That works. That's fine. We're looking at these things. Oh, I was giving this excellent TA, yes, but I was doing it inside. Coco, stop! Coco. Yes. Say hello, Coco. Meow. Right, you can get up on the table and say hello to them properly. There you are. Please keep your bum out of my face. Thanks very much, cat. So there's some cat for you. There's some cat bum at the end. I heard that's what you guys like. Right, what is it? OVV looking even better after today. No surprise. Damn right. Yeah, historical volatility indicators starting to come up. Trump's, isn't it? Coco, you're not allowed in the cupboard. Right, so before Coco interrupted me, I'd got this back up. I was doing TA before that and I'd done it all wrong. Right, so here's the charts. And these prices that we were talking about. Yes. So I was saying, when you couldn't see it, I think, that some people would call this a head and shoulders should we come back to these entry points, but that would be the wrong way of looking at it, because a head and shoulders is a reversal pattern, which means it's reversing the trend at which the prices entered the pattern. The prices entered this pattern on down, so reversing would be going up. So it can't be a head and shoulders, but we could find an inverted head and shoulders, pardon me. In fact, you may suspect, you may catch on that I'm half expecting that to happen when we see a pullback to around either 170, 172, right? Which is like people who like buy it here, sell it here, buy it here, sell it here, don't get in here, sell anything else there, buy it here, sell it here, buy it here, sell it here, like those people they're most commonly known as bot or Mr. Machine. Those sort of people, they'll be doing that all forever and ever, amen. But the point being, that they provide another reason for people to buy in. And if you go across the various timelines, you'll see that there's moving averages and hundreds of other reasons why these are good confluent points, because everything's in a bullish splay, because this is a very bullish conditions, because that's what the TA says. And so, like, if you were looking at that, you'd be thinking 172 is like a good place to get back in again. A lot of people will be taking that. And that's not to say this is financial advice, and that's not to say that that'll prove to be the best entry, but it is one that a lot of people will be taking who are desperate to get in. And they might never even get there because we're at this other level of resistance, which could break through. I'm just saying this is where people would put trades in, right? Them that are patient and that have not got FOMO, which FOMO is fear of missing out, right? So if you're not got that fear of missing out because you're not too greedy, right, then you might put your target and say, well, I want the prices to wick down to 165, and I want to catch them in and around there. 162, you might get a wick. Oh, another donation. This is so good. Aaron Baldwin, I'm going. Would be a shame if your Coco shredded that shirt when you picked her up. Sorry, not sorry. Haha. You want Coco to shred this shirt, don't you? It does go mental in the camera, doesn't it? Does it? It seems like it might. It does look like it might. Yes, I should. Hey, Aaron, thanks very much. I see that on screen now. Cheers. Why is text to speech not happening now? I definitely had that on earlier, but now it's not on. Or did you guys hear it and I don't? I don't know. Am I getting allergic to cats now? What's going on? Anyway. I should stick to the price action. Jamie, do what you do best. Thanks very much for that donation, Aaron. Phew, I've got cat hair up my nose. Right. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Yeah. Entry targets 172, 164, and then if you're really lucky, 159. If you're not getting that, really, probably not getting that. But if you did, it would be great, but you probably won't. But that would be where that's where I'd have some orders, because like it'd be a steal. Maybe even not, right? Because you're going to go down below that level of horizontal support. Right? You probably, like, even if you were looking for you were a fanny scalping this, you'd be looking for an entry there, and like that, you could possibly see this going off again. So, but what we're actually looking for before we like start saying like, oh, we're going up another couple of notches, is to break the upper levels of resistance, which are around 188, and then 198, and then 220, and then 279. So that's what we're looking for. There's the numbers. I'm pretty sure that most technical analysts on YouTube would be like, well, it could go either way, mate. Right? Okay, like I've given you targets either side. Most of them would probably not tell you where they would put their trades. I've told you what and why. So there's like that. And yourself, sure, prices can go either way. What am I like? Is there any value in me coming on saying that? No, there isn't. Anyway, that's that. Give me a kiss. Kilo.dgc. Tiger King TA. Yeah. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, I completely understand about the shirt. It doesn't really work with this frame rate and whatnot, does it? So before I shimmer and hover and disappear away, have I given it enough price targets there? I'm pretty sure that I have. I mean, there's other things we could draw on this. At the end of these bull flags, you often see, especially on something like the 4 hour, you often see the start of. Some people would draw in here. Let's just try this, right? It'll probably go wrong. Some people would draw in something like this and say, no, even that's wrong. Maybe it's something like that. Anyway, whatever that is, that's no use to anyone, right? But you see, at the end of these sort of harmonics, often you'll see, or at the end of these bow flags and that, you often see some sort of mini harmonic that like just like everything together is fantastic. There's also the potential for an inverted head and shoulders. There's all these sort of things that'll take us past if we get past these target. There's all these sorts of moves, measured moves, that if we get past these horizontal levels of support or resistance, are likely to play out to their full extent. And we could draw them on, like if you want to show you the what other people will be looking at. But like, we already know that the prices that you're looking at there are probably around 279. Now we've done this before in various things that have confirmed like that was probably where the next thing will go if any of these formations that we're currently still in, most of the ones I've talked about along the way, you know, including the positive cross and the MACD and all these various confluent factors that are all building up, right? They're all adding to the picture. God, I'm getting carried away as if I'm just starting to scream. Anyway, the point being, there's measured moves off this. If that turns out to be like an inverted head and shoulders, and like then your head and then your neck's there, and then like this is the bottom of it, and then it breaks through this level on the way up, then you're looking at levels up there. Like there's 260 odd already, right? And chances are if it gets there, it'll just go to the previous resistance up there. Why am I drawing a big line on like that? Well, and this is the log chart, so is it? Are we on log? Yeah, we're on log. Well, we did all of that TA on logs, which means it's even extra accurate. So there you go, folks. We did it on the chart that looks quite calm and relaxed, the one that's not designed to get you to go crazy excited. We even did it there. So all in all, I'm really happy with that technical analysis, chaps. I'm quite happy to have put that out there. That's often the way it goes when you're streaming these things. Like I don't consciously do the TA beforehand in order to plan it or whatever. I'm sure some people do. That's not what I was doing. Obviously, it all just there happened. You know, I was busy earlier. Many of you will have seen me earlier in the different places. So thanks everyone who tuned in. Were we going to watch this video again? Do we want that? 434 people. I'm guessing you have stuck with me because I'm guessing. I have great explainer for Elliott Wave looking at GME. Yeah, Rocky has the Elliott Wave for GME that you want to look at. I don't know if there are any other good ones. Like there's ones that have covered just this stuff that we've already done all of it. Loads of hedge funds never got. No, they don't. We need to, you know, there'll be no like tapping out from the hedge funds. No. Obviously lots of different ways of looking at it, but that'd be my best guess as to what you're looking at. Yeah, so if you're looking at an Elliott Wave and you're looking at it to draw upward side price targets like for the squeeze, of which there's so very little that people like ourselves can go on to see, like, where are, say for example, large institutions going to maybe take profit should a MOAS happen. Where are they going to look to take profit in such an unpredictable environment? Well, like they have got a very different approach to us, but that's not to say they don't want to make as much money as possible. And you know, Elliott wave theory is one of the things that people do use to draw out these things. So, and if you're looking for somebody who's done it countless hundreds or thousands of times, not to make something look crazy, but because he trades it, it's Rocky Outcrop, and he's done GME Elliott wave that shows where all the wave targets will take us to, and you can follow along with it as prices are moving, and it'll give us the confirmation throughout it, right? We'll see that it's happening as it's happening, so it's good to be aware of it. And as the upper price targets on it are staggering, you know, like, which is why, like, people say, like, oh, Jamie, like, give me shit. People give me shit all the time for where my exit is. And, like, I don't have a plan to do anything until I see that the charts have turned around. And, like, I'd hope to see things up at around 19 million before that happens. And does that make me sound stupid to loads of normal people? Yeah, it does. I'm just saying I'd like to see that. I'm also saying the charts will tell us what's going to happen. And I'll repeat it. I'll say, look, I'll put captions on it and say, like, this is translate it into English for anyone who wants. So, yeah, I mean, like, I can't recommend Rocky enough. Like, often I say it, like, oh, do me a favor, like, having done nice to me, like, repay me by doing this wish for me, which is, like, going to see Rocky. But the truth is, like, every question that I'm asked on this channel is, Rocky would have an equal or better answer for it in terms of what is more like accuracy, and he's also more experienced at delivering information in a way that helps people learn, other than just being a teacher. Like, he delivers it in a way that helps you learn, right? This is one of the purposes. Anyway, point being, like, you should check his channel out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals ABC. This is what the legends. This is some of the ancients, the knowledge of the ancients here from Stefan. Going to check you out, Phil. We've good dude left to eat. Hey, left to eat. Good name. I suspect you maybe run a YouTube channel. Check it out if that's the case. Tony Pescus, the shirt works. Rock it, my brother. Thanks very much, Tony. Thanks for everybody who's tuned in. I'm sure Harry, I'm not selling. I like that name. Frederick from the Trading Science channel on YouTube. I'm not promoting him, but he links a manual in his description. Rocky doesn't need a manual for technical analysis. Rocky is the manual for technical analysis. But that's positive. Everyone sharing information is positive. And there's nothing wrong with promoting people. Go for it, right? Like, I mean, if they're good, it's not promoting the people and that. It's like their content that we should be promoting, you know. Or if they're wearing tops like this, it's their clothing sense. We should be bigging them up first. So right, that's it. The message of today's video was peace and love. I also concluded in that message the price targets, which is what'll probably get me in trouble one day. Pardon me, I've got cat hairs all up my nose. Right, so we were going to watch this video, but we were going to do it in a way that didn't interrupt everybody. You're all going to have to get the sound up. Got another donation, Rocky Co-Stream, on a new DFE mic. Yes, I'll get a DFE mic, probably. Is that as good as these Shure ones? Because these Shure ones look nice. But then, I don't know, right? They're all much of a muchness once you're getting like a professional mic. I don't think there's much competition between them. You want the one that looks good too, and I think that would be a nice tribute to him. Jamie, is it true a rolling stone is worth 2 in a bush? A rolling stone is worth 2 in a bush. That is true. It's also true that the Pope shits in the wood. Harry, I am not selling. How silly. Harry, I'm not selling. How silly. I don't know what's happening. I think there's a conversation going on that isn't with me because my name isn't Harry. Harry, I'm not selling. Sweet. That is somebody saying something nice to other people. Good. That's positive as well. Hell yes. Thanks for the Tom Hanks. Yes. So thanks for the Tom Hanks. We're going to watch it again. We're going to watch it again, and then we're going to watch it again and again and again. Only joking. We're going to watch it once more, and then I'm going to say ciao. And it's mostly a message from me to you guys, and hopefully from you guys to each other. And you'll notice that there's like no Tradespotting branding on this. I mean, my voice is on it because because I've got a Scottish accent. It makes sense to use my voice because it adds to the whole effect, right? But on top of that, and that sounded really like, oh, bigging up on it, but it is good, right? My accent's great. I love it. I love having it on these sort of like a Scottish, I wanted to hear Scottish people tell me inspiring words growing up. Anyway, point being, this isn't like an advert for me in any fucking way, right? In fact, it probably cost me some shitty reputation thing among people, some group somewhere, right? This will probably cost me. Probably already has, right? And if anything, there'll be like people like I could easily get way more views if I was just like, whoa, 1 minute chart. Yeah, we're going to fucking X whatever, going to 200 tonight or whatever the fuck and that. And like aftermarket trading's going to be at 280 tomorrow. We're going to be shooting up. I could say all sorts of stupid ass shit that would get me more viewers, and in the end, it would probably win, right? I'd probably win at YouTube by being an ass. It seems like that's the way it's working for everyone else. Anyway, this isn't about that. This video is just about. It's just for us, which is what all of my shit is. So, watch it again.
We exist for each other.
Through the hard times and
Some things are up to us. Others taken from us against our will. Friendship, opportunities, reputation.
GME's on the screen all the time when we show this.
We control our focus. We can set it on how to drive us forward. We can be the ape that helps another. If we're wise, we feel our problems, then overcome them. We focus on the things we can control. We are strong, but we are kind.
Awesome. And you'll notice at the end there, along with Coco meowing, there was Tom Hanks saying "earn it," and you know, none of us have really, none of us can say that we deserve anything more than the next person necessarily. So try and be nice to everybody. Thanks, everyone. Hot deal. Next Source Materials made huge deal with Tesla Motors for graphite anode for the EV batteries. My God, like, that's maybe dead interesting. You'd have to be a huge trading nerd into to speak in caps there. So props to you if you're really into what you're doing there, Sky Trader. Personally, I don't take tips. You know, I never take a tip, and I'll never give you one. I think tip takers are tip givers, and that if your tip taker and tip giver get together, then they're a fucking nightmare. What you really want is to be able to have a self-reliant trading style which is iterative and you can improve on and you can test empirically to make it better and better over time. And then you want mentors that can guide you to the end result of becoming a better trader, because that path is not lit or clear from the outset. You want to not make mistakes at the beginning, because bad habits are much harder to get rid of than good habits are to develop. You want to focus on people that have your best interests at heart. You'll know them because you'll be able to tell them from people who don't. It'll be very easy for you to do that and make that distinction. Certainly, if you're going to be a good trader, you'll need to be able to make that distinction. So these are the things to focus on, not tips that somebody gives you, not some, oh my God, exciting news, it's going to change the world. You look into things, you make your own decisions, and you make them for the right reasons. As you'll have noticed, this is a message I've been pushing since day one, for everybody's benefit. Right, I love you guys. Thanks so much. It's been a great stream, I think. I don't know. My camera didn't fall over, so that's an upgrade. Everybody's dead nice to me. That's really nice. Thanks so much. Rocky's been in chat, keeping everything ticking over. That's so good. I'm so lucky to have you, Rocky. Thank you so much, as always. After all your hard work today, doing that for me. Thanks. And I can't say how much I appreciate you all, guys. Really do. Be nice to each other.